What's going on, everybody? It's Sega Man back with another Outlaws of Xbox podcast. How's everybody doing? I know it's been a minute, but I've been really busy, guys. A lot of work going on, having to work and everything. Just been really busy with family and doing things, but I'm back today on this lovely Sunday evening. It's really hot out there. It's like over 80 degrees. Well, it's hot for me down where I'm at. Down where Unlimited is and places it's probably hotter. But yeah, it's pretty hot for me down here. So hope everybody's doing well. Yes, we are back, man. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's enjoying gaming right now. I was excited for Gamescom. That'll be coming up. Unfortunately, I won't be able to be there. I got to work. I can't take off work for that, but I know I'll hear a lot of good things about it and recap it later. What's up, 100 in the house? How you doing, bro? Good to see you, 100. What's going on with you, man? Good to see you, brother. Gamescom is coming up. I know 100 people will be attending it, checking it out, and that's good. But unfortunately, I won't. I don't think I'll be able to check it out, man. I have to work. I can't miss work. Can't miss work for no Gamescom, man. You know what I mean? I'll have to catch the recap of the show, and check it out then. But my Xbox brothers, they'll be watching it. They might even have a little show. Like I think my brother Unlimited's having a show. But unfortunately, like I said, I will not be able to be there. Maybe I'll if Unlimited comes in today, we can talk about some things. I invited Hebot. Hebot will be here in a little while. You know what I mean? If anybody else wants to, tucking them, they'll I tried to call him, but he didn't answer the phone, so he might be sleeping or watching games or something. But yeah, I tried to get him in. Other Zinc will probably pop in the chat. You know what I mean? Try to get the first lady to chat. There's Zinc right there. What's up, Zinc? Zinc on deck. What's up, man? Oh, I wanted to tell you, Zinc, I did get your message, man. I was busy. But the thing that happened in Hawaii, bro, I don't think it bothered Sega forever, man. I think him and his family are good. I don't think it affected our brother Sega Forever in Hawaii. Big shouts out to Hawaii. Prayers go out there. What's up, Toolman 55? Yes, I'm back, man. It's been a while, man. It's been a minute, guys. It's been a minute. But gotta work, man. Got things I'm doing with the family, things I gotta do around here, taking care of business. So it's hard to get on here and do a podcast, but I'm still here, still alive, and rocking out with you guys. You know what I mean? With the Xbox family. So what's everybody been up to, man? Y'all been enjoying gaming? What y'all gaming on? I know y'all been playing a lot of games. Smitty Smith, yo, what's up, man? Smitty Smith, man, big shots out to Smitty Smith. He's been a big contributor, man, to the Xbox family. You know what I mean? He's a true Xbox guy. We respect Smitty Smith, people like Toolman 55, Zink, our brother, 100. Everybody out here in the Xbox gaming community. But you know what, guys? There's still a lot of rhetoric going on out here. There's still a lot of rhetoric going on out here about Starfield and my brother Hebot, and hopefully Hebot will be here soon. I did. Let me put everybody up in the chat. We got my brother Other Zinc, Toolman 55 saying what's up, Smitty Smith saying what's up, Toolman giving shout outs to me 100. You know what I mean? Zinc, Smitty Smith, are in the chat, man. Really glad to have y'all come in and rock out with us. We really appreciate y'all. You know what I mean? Much respect to all you. But, there's still a lot of rhetoric going on out here, man. Our brother Hebot, he will be here probably in a little bit. But I was just talking to Hebot, guys, right? And Hebot, man, he there's people out there that are kind of butt sore about him putting up the little thingy, I think it was on was it on YouTube or Instagram that there's no PlayStation 5s being sold. They're all still on the shelf at Best Buy, and the Xbox Series consoles like the Series X and stuff are sold out. So somebody got mad about it, and just butthurt about it. And we were talking about that on there because he put that up. Well, he ain't putting out nothing but the truth. I mean, I seen it myself, and you can see a lot of PlayStation 5s still on the shelf. There's nobody buying them. There's nobody buying them right now. When I go to my Best Buy, I see PlayStation 5s. When I go to my mom, it's not a mom and pop store, but it's called The Exchange. You guys are probably have them in your area. They're based out of Ohio. But when I go in there, there's a lot of PlayStation 5s, used and new. There's a couple. There is a couple Xbox Series S's and one or two Series X's, but mostly on the shelf is PS5s and PS4 Pros that are that need to be sold. You know what I mean? So um, people are butthurt about that. Maybe me and Hebot will talk about that. In the show a little later. Big shouts out to everybody in the chat, man. But you got people like Dreamcast guy still, complaining. You know what I mean? And then he bought he bought something. Now I didn't watch this. Now I'm gonna watch it later. Me and Hebot will probably talk about it. Toolman 55, but IGN put out how the Sony PlayStation changed everything. You know what I mean? The Sony PlayStation didn't change anything. All right, we're gonna get into it when Hebot gets in here. Because I'm gonna be on here for a little bit. I'm not gonna be on super long because I got other stuff that I want to do. But I wanted to catch up with you guys and see how y'all been doing, what y'all been gaming on. You know what I mean? But it's from IGN. He sent me the link, guys. But if you watch it, it's the Sony PlayStation wasn't just a console. It was the revolution, the beginning of the modern era of video games. This is the story of how its legacy began from the origins in consumer tech to one of the top gaming companies. So to me, what they're doing, guys, they're so butthurt about Starfield. Me and Hebot were talking about this. I think they're trying to deflect, and trying to hype up Sony because they know that Starfield is going to be the biggest thing since sliced bread. When it comes out, man, it's going to be the most played game online. It's going to be everything, hands down, in my opinion. I really believe that. That's my theory. I think Starfield is going to beat them hands down. Starfield is going to be kicking ass and taking names. I mean, that's just the truth. It's going to be a great game. They're trying to say that I've talked to Hebot about it more. That something about Xbox or Microsoft didn't pay for some kind of menu or whatever in the game. They're trying to find every little thing, guys. It's the same old stuff over and over again, and they will not stop, man. And the main reason why, and I'm gonna be honest with you, me and Hebot talked about this. The main reason why I think that the Sony PlayStation 5 is not selling is because of the Game Pass, man. I really believe Game Pass is really killing their business. It's really killing their business because if it wasn't, they wouldn't think about all this stuff, guys, to come up with to try to counteract or combat Game Pass, like their own one, which was Asparagus. When they came out with that, it was an epic failure. You know what I mean? But they didn't put their games in their day and date. Like their day one releases in there, like their flagship games that we always preach to the high heavens. That if you don't put your day and date, flagship games in there, like God of War, a new Last of Us, or a new Gran Turismo, or whatever, anything that Sony brings out from the Insomnia, all those guys, if you don't put those games in their day and date, it's going to fail. It's just going to fail, man. It's not going to do well. People are very aware about the games that you already put in there. They probably already played or purchased when they do purchase games. But I mean, when you put those brand new IP from Sony in there, maybe it would do better if they would do that, but they didn't follow suit. They copy everything else, but they don't copy that. They're not going to do that. You know why? Because they want that $70 out of your pocket. They're not going to do it for their customers and their consumers because they're greedy. It doesn't take a rocket scientist, guys, to figure this out. And Sony blatantly does this, and they don't care because they didn't change anything. They didn't change anything, and they blatantly do that. And to me, that's a disservice to your fan base and your consumers. Same with, I don't really know about Nintendo, but Sony can do it. You know what I mean? That Sony can do it. And Toolman said, I won't be able to listen along. Going to eat. Okay, my wife, I'll be back towards the. show. Catch. All right. Hey, Tool Man. Big shots out to you, man. Go have a nice dinner with your wife, man. And we will talk to you later, my man. We will talk to you later. Hopefully you can come back in. But Zink said, I'm back. Net issues. Okay. Zink, if you want to come in, let me know. If you're having, bad issues like internet connections, Wi-Fi, or whatever, then that's cool. But if you want to come in and say a few words, if everything's all good, just let me know in the chat, man. You know what I mean? Okay, I got you, Zink. I just seen it, man. I'm gonna get my brother Zink in here, guys, real quick. And he's gonna come in for a little bit. He says he's gonna come in for a little bit. So hold on one second. I want to actually talk to Zink real quick. So let's get Zink in here real quick. See what Zink's up to, man. And get Zink in here real fast. Shouts out to the first lady of chat, our lady of the Outlaw Podcast, Dea4568. Big shouts out to her. Hope you're doing well, Dea. Hope you're enjoying gaming. She loves gaming on PC and Xbox. Big shouts out to her. Smitty Smith, what's up? Starfield is going to be something special. I can't wait. You know what? I'm with you, Smitty Smith. I think it is too, and I can't wait. I have it downloaded, and you know what I heard? I heard from Hebot put me down the game. I always shout out the dudes in my crew that put out, great, keep me up on gaming, like my brother Hebot and Unlimited, but he told me that, and I didn't know this. He told me that Starfield's going to be 150 gigs. God damn, that's a lot of gigs. So if you don't have the space and you want to play that game, you better clear that space. Gaming since 1980. What is up, brother? Thank you for coming. Gaming since 1980 is shouting out everybody in the chat, man. It's good to see everybody here, man, and chop up some game. It's raining in LA, people. Wow, Hunter. Wow, man. It'd be hot down there too, man, sometimes. Right, Hunter? Much respect and much props out to my brother 100, man. Always keeping it a buck, don't give to. Big shouts out to Intro Media Gaming, man. I've been rocking out with 100 since day one. I used to listen to 100, man, when I didn't talk to 100, when I didn't know 100, I would always watch his videos. And he also, he kept me, he honestly, 100 and people like 100 that rocked Xbox back in 2013 kept me, even stronger. I was already strong in the get-go. I was always an Xbox dude, regardless if they made in front of us or not with the first Papa Xbox One. You know what I mean? But brothers like 100 that was out here preaching the truth about Xbox, out here in these trenches, man, always kept it real. And he just made me, inspire me to just stay more positive about it, period. I already was, but people like 100, he was one of the good ones out here fighting the good fight when it came to Xbox, man. He never let down. You got to give respect to these OGs out here, like 100 and the crew, man. You know what I mean? Like Flip the Script, Flip Money, Master Flip, all those guys, man. Give them their shout outs, man. What's up, the Realist? How you doing, man? What's going on, Realist? Realist is in the house. Another good brother that's very informative and very knowledgeable in gaming. Much respect to the Realist, man. Let me get Zink in here super quick. What's up, Zink?
Hey, man, how's it going?
How you been, man? It's long time no see. What's up, man?
Hey, man, I can't complain too much. I hear echo. Is that us? Are you still here?
You hear it when I talk?
Let's keep going. All right, I think we okay. We'll see what the chat say.
We good?
I think so. Yeah, okay. Just having a couple. I had a couple internet problems the last couple days with my voice, really? but not my gaming. You usually never do. Oh yeah, it sounds good, man. The chat will let us know. Yeah, man. But what's going on, man? Hebot found something.
Well, Hebot. I think it was yesterday, or I think it was yesterday. Other Zink. He put up something where he went in at Best Buy. I think he went in with his kids or whatever. He put up a like a photo, not a photo, but he did like a little video of showing all these PlayStations, right? All these PlayStation 5s still on the shelf. And then if you look right beside it, you see that the Xbox Series X's and I believe S's were sold out. And he was like, man, look, see, ain't nobody buying these, man. These PlayStation 5s are still on the shelf. You know what I mean? So I think it went viral. I think people caught wind of it and seen it. And you got a lot of people out there that are, butthurt about it. You know what I mean? Butthurt about them PlayStation 5s. Zink still, and Zink, look, even around here in PA, bro, when I go to Best Buys, they're there. When I go to my exchanges, they're there. They're not selling out. They're there. You know what I mean? So
I thought because I just started hearing a little bit because I was working on my internet.
Yeah.
But I thought you said something that IGN wrote an article also.
Yeah, IGN wrote a article, right? And this seems to come out right around the time, Brother Zink, when we're all hyped for Starfield and all that. But actually, sent this to me. He's actually he's actually backstage. Let me get him in here. But Hebot's here, man. Hebot, what's up, Hebot? But Hebot sent me this, and Hebot could probably go into more detail about it.
Yeah, tell me that. I had something to say real quick, and then we'll let Hebot blow this up before I punch somebody in the mouth even more. Go ahead.
But Hebot sent me something from IGN saying how the PlayStation changed everything. And if you read the little beginning of it, I'm like, yeah, right. Like all this stuff they're saying, like when me and Hebot were talking, how they had the first 3D console.
Hey, look, I heard enough. I heard enough because I know where they're going and what they're doing. They send it like 100. He's in the chat. 100 said they all smoke and mirrors. This is classic Sony. They've been doing this shit for 23 years, ever since they killed the Dreamcast. And he about to remember this because he watched as much shit as I used to watch. I remember Tommy Tellerico and this one dude, the guy on his show, walking along the tracks. And at the time,
yeah, I remember that.
Dreamcast had, the online. And he said, Tommy Tellerico, I'm going to wait on the PlayStation 2. They're going to have wireless broadband. Still didn't have that shit. But it caused enough uproar to make people jump ship.
Yeah.
Now they pull in the same classic smoke screen. Fast forward all the way to 2023, and here's the bias media at it again. And is Tuck Master on here?
No, not yet.
Good. Tuck Master's boy, Ryan McCaffrey, started it off this week. He said this shit. He said it's a shame Microsoft doesn't have Baldur's Gate. And he went on and on and on about what a shame it is. They need to get their act together. I can't believe they don't have a potential game of the year. And it's the S's fault. And they were going on and on and on about this shit. This is classic IGN. This is what they do. Meanwhile, Starfield is about to come out. So let's smear mud in their face and make this beautiful girl ugly. Okay. It's like watching a fire chick work in the garden or something, and she's dirty. Oh no, she's still fire. She just gotta, get the stuff off her face. They trying to smear what Microsoft has coming. It's classic Sony. It's classic IGN. It's classic bias media. Just like the jackass that's talked about a title screen. Then shout out to Flip Money. You got pony bots like Rand saying, oh, the new update, the new dashboard update is this, it's that. It's missing this now. It's a complaint all the time. Dude, fuck a dashboard. Do you know I haven't downloaded that new dashboard yet? When I turn my shit on, I'm on my dashboard all the fucking 3 seconds before I'm playing the damn game.
Yeah.
And if I do turn my dashboard on to look for something like a long time ago to download Starfield or to download Forza, or now that we know Xbox Live is going away in 2024, I think July 2024.
Yeah, 2024.
And people might laugh at me, but all I want out of there is Chess Master. I hope it's playable. I hope I could buy a Chess Master.
You're talking about the 360 door.
The 360.
Yeah, that's shutting down.
Yeah, the 360 is shutting down. But I just want one game from there.
No. Keep going once you're done. I'll say all my opinions and thoughts once you finish.
I'm about done right now. But it's that's all I wanted. But this is classic smokescreen. What they doing? Go ahead, because I could show you more. And like people trying to, like Destin, he jumped in here with his Flip Money created pony bidism. He said, "Oh, it was a mistake." Really? So now you're stupid. Is that it? Let me tell you something, guys out there that have kids. Don't have your kids study for you. If they have a test Monday, and don't have them studying. They of course they have to study for it today, but they knew that test was coming. You know what I'm saying? They knew that test was coming 2 weeks ago. Start studying little by little 2 weeks ago, and all you have this weekend is to review for the test. That's it. IGN is supposed to be a big ass website. They have checks and balances. They're not new to this shit. They knew exactly what they're doing. And it's like this. They try things that they don't want to support, they keep it out of their mouths. They're not slick. I tell people this all the time. I was like, dude, the first thing we learned in marketing is to listen. You listen to these son of a bitches. They sneaky with this garbage, and they've been doing it for 2 decades. Thanks, Slick. Go ahead, shed some light on their bullshit.
Hey, brother Zink, how are you? What's going on?
What's up,
Fantastic,
brother?
dude.
How you been, my brother?
Good, man.
Can't complain.
I missed you. I haven't talked to you in a while.
Yep.
Just wanted to let you know that I missed you, brother. Nothing homo, but I miss my brothers.
Right.
You know how it is. Brother, and my brother Sega, man, thank you for having me on again. I'm back at home. Back again. No, what happened is that I was kind of brought it up when we were talking on the phone, me and brother Sega, man, right? How it's funny how this entire month, right? IGN has completely showed their true essence of what they are as a media, as a media, channel or gaming channel, right? Or gaming hub or whatever you want to call it, right? Because, all they've been doing is talking about Sony. They even went as far as doing like a 15-20-minute documentary about how Sony's PlayStation changed the gaming industry.
Right.
And they are giving all these details only about the Sony side and not saying truth and speaking about the other details that actually correlate, that really are the real indicative message or real true nature of how everything went down. And they went as far as trying to allude to the fact like the PS1 was the original 3D console in the market, or the only one, or the first real one, when we all know it was the Sega Saturn, right? And the Sega Saturn in Japan was busting Sony's ass with the PlayStation for a whole year and a half, and that's why Sega had to, release it like a stealth launch during E3.
Didn't Nintendo had a 3D with Super Mario?
Yeah, with the 64. But that came afterwards. Yeah, that came afterwards. But they were trying to say like the PlayStation was the first true 3D console.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Saturn wasn't 3D, when it very much was 3D. It just did 2D games better, but it was a 3D console. You understand? And if you played their games, like from their in-house, like a Virtual Fighter, like the Sega Rally, like the Last Bronx and things like Burning Rangers, House of the Dead, Virtual Cop, you would see that there was a 3D machine, and they knew how to utilize the machine because they coded it with 7 processors on purpose, so it wouldn't be jailbroken and people wouldn't burn games on it, right?
So IGN is over here trying to create a base, a smoke screen for Sony, like they're these innovators when we know they don't innovate shit. Right. So they're trying to build them up for this big ass letdown that's coming in about 9 damn days.
Yeah, that's why. But that's what I was telling Sega, man. And the people don't see it. The whole reason they've been doing this is because, number one, there has been no Sony news. And if there has been news ever since everything happened with the court, where they got humiliated and all the dirt came out, you haven't heard nothing from Sony.
Hey, let me do you one better. Not only have you heard nothing from Sony, have we heard from Jim Ryan lately?
No, nothing.
His ass. It wouldn't. I was thinking this morning, I wouldn't be surprised if his ass got fired already. Just didn't say shit yet.
Well, all they keep doing is hype beast and stuff. You see that they haven't really marketed Spider-Man 2 either, right?
Hey, Sega man.
Yeah.
Here he-body is lying. They did market Spider-Man because Kid Smooth said they did.
Oh, I forgot. And so, all that's been in everybody's mouth has been Starfield, Starfield this, Starfield that. Just yesterday or 2 days ago, they did it. IGN did another post about how Starfield, they couldn't find no files for the NVIDIA version on PC when people have NVIDIA cards. When they know that they have a deal with AMD, right? So if they have a deal with AMD, how they're going to be marketing or concentrating on doing a game for the NVIDIA version if they have a deal with AMD? They're two separate companies and entities. Obviously, they cannot do that. That's called breach of contract if they promote for another company. Okay, didn't
AMD do something exclusive? Like they were going to. This is more 100 side or those guys that are in PC side. Didn't AMD do something where only some software package is only going to be supported with AMD and not with NVIDIA?
Because
so they're going to write an article knowing this shit.
Right. They're trying to act like they're being anti-consumer because the whole point of this is. The whole point of this is to make Microsoft look like the bad guys because they got their ass whooped in court. Because they're trying to make it seem, look, Microsoft is about preservation. Microsoft said they want to preserve, and they're about everybody gaming how they want. And they're trying to say, oh, well, you can't play with an NVIDIA card on a PC if that's what you have. You have to get an AMD. Or the fact that they just said, let's close the store in 2024, because it makes sense. It's been almost 20 years. That server stays open. They still have to keep paying for that. There's not really a lot of activity going there, and the activity that is going there is probably mainly the guys that do achievement hunting because they still play those games to get the achievements on that servers, right, for the 360. And of course, they have to allocate money for other areas, to make things better for what's going on now and for the future. So the 360 is 3 generations ago. When the new console comes out in another 4 or 5 years, it's going to be 4 generations behind. So it's the inevitable. It's what happens. They couldn't shut it down any sooner because the 360 was so big and so popular. A lot of people were on it. It's not because they needed desperately to have it on to make money.
But that's just not something that Microsoft does anyway. They don't have something and then shut that shit down prematurely. They shut their stuff down damn near 20 years later. Okay, so that's even significant. But like Sony shutting down games the following year online. Why are you not talking about that shit? How they shut down MotorStorm immediately. This is totally insignificant. It's a smear campaign, period. Like anyone that's even playing the 360.
Yeah.
Just like they did another article trying to talk and back because the Forza is not going to have split screen because the developer did the interview. And I'm like, listen, when you're running a split screen, that means you're running 2 engines at the same time. It's clear as day they don't want to sacrifice the game in the areas that matter, whether it's physics, whether it's online component, whether it's how many cards you have on screen, how many detailed, artifacts, let's say weather effects.
He said that. He said specifically why they were doing it. He told everybody the game is going to be so graphically intensive. Split screen is coming at a later date. And marketing wise, this is why they did it. Because you would have a jackass like IGN, they will put it on split screen and say, look at this shit running in 1080p or look at this shit running in 30 frames per second. Because it will definitely drop from native 4K. It'll definitely drop from that. And then they just bitch about it. So why not show it in all its glory today? So the jackasses can talk their shit tomorrow. Meanwhile, Gran Turismo launched naked as hell and ain't nobody said shit.
Yeah.
Well, again, that's what I was getting to, my brother. So thank you for bringing it up. I was getting to that. The reason for that is he was saying it because it's a feature number one that's not readily used, right? Meaning it's used but very little. So why not just put it in later on instead of sacrificing the bigger important elements of the game, launching it the way it's supposed to be or was meant to be or intended to be, and then we can put it on with no problem because it's something we can add on. It's not like we can just ignore it. He didn't say we won't do it because you're absolutely right. For them to keep a high level of intensity and level of detail, they have to give and take. So it's probably going to take a lot of time to figure out where they got to cut corners, where they can stay the same to do those split screens, to have what resolution at what frame. Because it's always been about 60 frames with Forza, always. Locked. So they're not going to sacrifice the frame rate because it's the most important thing for the game. So maybe they got to do it at 1080p, 1440p, whatever the case may be. And people are trying to also downplay it, or they're trying to move the goalposts. Like,
and see,
it's because these consoles can't handle it. No, the game hasn't even. Have you seen the game? Have you seen the pictures, videos for that game? That shit looks graphically intensive. It's like Flight Simulator. Go ahead.
And the thing is, it's not that they don't know what resolution that they have to show it in. That's what I meant. They know exactly what it's going to be shown in, but it's not. With you splitting that screen, it is not going to be graphic intensive. They already know that.
Well, I'm pretty sure what they're trying.
I know them. I know Turn 10. I mean, people only do other things. I focus on the top games that I love to play. I follow everything that they do. When they know exactly what they're doing, they know that game is not going to show favorably. They know
I'm pretty sure what they're trying to do is put the split screen, but that have at least some type of beautiful graphic fidelity to it with the split screen, because they're about perfection.
But my point is, it's already there. They know what it's going to do. Turn 10, I don't care what anybody says. Turn 10, if they're not a top 3 developer on the planet,
well, they're the masters of their craft.
Okay?
They're masters of their craft.
Listen to this, of their craft. They're masters of many crafts because they help PUBG. They help Flight Simulator. They help Gears. They help Halo. These motherfuckers know it. They know exactly what they're doing. But like I said, it's all just like you like to say, perception. It will be perceived terribly when it launches. They know it's not going to show in 4K with that screen split in the middle. It'll never be that way. Hey, remember 343 said we're not going to do split screen or co-op in Halo 5 because it was going to take away from the power of the game. They said that shit. Everybody went nuts. Oh, it's a staple and blah blah blah. When everybody wanted 60 frames per second and great performance.
Yeah, but people don't understand, Zink, is that Halo
They understand, but they're full of shit.
Listen to what I'm going to say. What people don't understand is that Halo, right? Even if the split screen was a staple, it was because there was a different time. Like Halo. When you look at Halo 1 and Halo 2 and you compare it to Halo Infinite, you can see its leaps and bounds over and forward as far as technology, fidelity and graphics, what's going on in the game is more advanced. So the more demanding games get, the more demanding and resource heavy they're going to be. And you have to allocate those sources to the CPU, the GPU, and all types of other areas within the hardware. It's not no longer as simple as it used to be before back in the day. That is why they were able to do a split screen, because you weren't going to have sacrifices because it wasn't as demanding. And people try to act stupid like, if they're still playing a 360 version of the game that's not demanding, they could do it. They're just being lazy. No. Developers are not stupid. Like you said, they know what the fuck they're doing. And Turn 10,
go ahead.
Turn 10 is one of the most pristine developers. They've been proving this for years. Every time a new hardware comes out, they're the ones to showcase the hardware at the highest quality.
Yes.
Okay? Because they know the hardware, and their whole goal is to give you the best presentation and quality that the console can give you at the maximum capacity. Right.
And here's what you're talking about also to compound on what you're saying here. Like they said, Halo Infinite can't run split screen co-op. It did it. And even they showed it doing it. But then, somebody would complain about something missing, or you can't go this far, and you can't go this far, and it's like what you're talking about. The game is too big, it's too open world, so it's hard to keep two people on the same TV and
because
run the
it's tethered.
Same game.
Remember, it's tethered co-op, meaning you can go wherever you want to go, either one. If me and you are playing.
And it's too far to go. So So they knew they could get it going, but it wouldn't be perfect throughout. It would not be perfect throughout. It'd be too many bugs and too many hitches.
Like you said, if they do that, the first people would be like IGN, oh my God,
correct.
Or like Digital Foundry, oh my God, this game, it runs at 55 frames per second instead of 60 when you get to this area, and they'll make a big fucking fuss about it, and then everybody will run with it like, oh my God, the game sucks. Microsoft lied. They said that you can do this at 4K resolution. Look at the results. This and you're absolutely right. That's exactly what they would do. Exactly what they would do.
And this is what I don't like about us not getting on that many times, because I needed to hear this. And here's and you making me remember what I wanted to say a long time ago. Since split screen, here's what I would ask somebody to somebody from the media that talk all of this shit. Since split screen is so tough, and since co-op is so tough, and Microsoft can't do it, why don't you guys ask Sony to show us how to do it in one of their exclusive games?
Well, there was a clown.
Show me that.
There was a clown, right? That I kind of went back and forth for a couple of days on Twitter, because he said, well, look, Gran Turismo had split screen. I said, yeah, motherfucker, because Gran Turismo has backlighting, has no damage, has only 100 cars, has no Auto Vista, has no online component like the way that you are with Mike with Forza, doesn't have 23 cars on screen at 30 plus polygons per car. It doesn't have so much shit in the game that the Forza game do have. So Forza even has ray tracing, for Christ's sakes.
Thank you. Hey, Sega Man, I'm gonna catch Ebot in one more lie. He only got one more. hey, it's 24 cars on track.
Okay, but my bad.
Hey, also they have split screen on Gran Turismo, but that shit don't work. And this one Sony dude said, "Man, you don't want to go there because that shit don't work." And they still trying to, and I didn't know this either. So I just found this shit out this week. It's like, man, they've been trying to put patches in, and it still don't work. And that shit came out in 2022. Right.
Yeah, because again, when a game has high graphical fidelity, to do split screen is hard, because that's what the people from Medium said. Remember when the Medium came out and they were trying to dog walk Xbox, saying, oh, look, it's not really a next-gen console game, but yet they said the reason why we could only do it on the Series X and Series S, because the hardware on the Series Xbox One can't handle it, because we're running two engines at the same time at high fidelity. Because Medium was a smaller game that was level-based, and it had high-fidelity graphics, but it was in condensed areas, right? That's why they were able to pull it off. But even then, because it had two engines at the same time, the game was only running at 900p resolution in split screen form. And I remember these motherfuckers, oh, this shit is garbage, trash. And then when it came out for PC, it couldn't even do 4K either. It was like at 1080p, the highest. You see what I'm saying? And it's because these dudes don't understand development and how it works and how you need overhead for areas. In order to do and accomplish and achieve certain things, you need a lot of overhead. And once the game is demented, you don't have
another excellent point. And you know, I remember, this is not my game, but I listen. You know, when Jason Ronald have those game stacks, I listen. And like you said, overhead. When they said we're doing 4K 60 and we have plenty of overhead left, or we're doing this, we have overhead left, but we want to keep it there so we can maintain the stability of the game. That's why you see PlayStation games fluctuating wild, you know, but nobody says anything about it. They'll say it one time and move along like, hey, no.
They'll damage control and say the reason why it does that is because the game is so powerful and so demanding. Look at that. It's incredible. Like, they don't understand that that's not a good thing. It's not good to have your game dipping all the time, because it's not a consistent performance, and it's not going to feel good when you're playing. You understand? Right. Especially if it dips down to, like, let's say from 60 to 30. That's horrendous. Just ask Platinum Games when they did Bayonetta 1 for PS3. that shit chucked down to like 18 frames. Meanwhile, on 360, it stood on the 50 and 60 mark all the time. It barely did. So again, it's one of those scenarios. But to kind of get to the point that I was trying to say to Sega Man, to you, so that you can understand where I was coming from, was they're doing all these shits. IGN, if you go look at all their posts for the last month, it's been like, let's praise Sony and put them up in a pedestal. We all know already that the head over there, the CEO, the head guy at IGN, was a former employer of Sony. Okay, we know they get incentives. Just look at their stage. All their TVs is all Sony. I'm pretty sure all the computers are probably provided either by Sony or someone affiliated with Sony and things of that nature. Those dudes are just Sony dick lickers. That's why you can't trust them. They're just there because they started there before as an actual real gaming media site, or influencing media service for gaming. And then as the years went on, as they employed all these pony heads and these Sony fanboys, or these Nintendo weirdos, if you want to mention them as well, all they do is suck on anything Sony and PlayStation, because that's what keeps the light on. They get their views when they got, and then they also get their views when it's hating on Xbox or creating fake Xbox headlines. Because that's what they're doing, creating fake headlines. That's what they're doing.
That's exactly what they're doing. Hey, and I got it, Sega Man. I see what you're about to do. And we got Dia 4568 talking shit. Gogo Poe talking a whole lot of shit. Smitty Smith, he ain't shit. He talking shit. So, Rain G4 stepped up in here. So it's a lot of everybody in here ain't shit. Hey. Hey man, so Dia 4568 is jumping in here, teaming up with Gogo Poe. At 3:28 p.m. talking about. Did you see a post recently about Red Dragon getting Starfield using Microsoft rewards points?
Yeah.
It was also revealed that he has Game Pass. The ponies are flipping, and then Gogo Poe fires back at 4568. Yeah, lots of these fake ponies, they aren't stupid. They see the writing on the wall, and Dia fires back quickly at 3:30. Gogo Poe, I laughed so hard. They won't recover from this, Dia. They won't. But it's happening, though. It's happening. That turnover is starting.
Look, the only reason you're seeing this, that's just funny as hell. Dia, you ain't shit. You ain't shit, you savage. She gonna get the same treatment. She gonna get the same treatment. You ain't shit, Dia. You savage. She's a savage.
Goodness gracious.
So
yeah, man.
I was telling Sega, man, they're only doing that because Sony ain't at Gamescom, and we're like 2 weeks away from Starfield. Those who purchase it, when you purchase it early, it's like 9 days, right, or something like that. So the writing is on the wall, and these motherfuckers are about to commit super suicide on Twitter. They're about to show themselves, throw themselves off the building.
Don't let them off the hook. Go back to Sony not attending Gamescom again.
Oh hell no, they're not attending Gamescom, of course not. But you'll see somebody like Jeff Keighley or somebody do something and mention Sony, just like if they're make it seem like their presence is there. That's all they're doing. All they're doing is keeping their safe house safe, because the only way they make views is by sucking Tony's dick. Look, their anus is so stretched out they could fit like 6 PS5s in their asshole already. That's how stretched their shit is. I'm telling you.
Let's get back to some of these jokers on this chat. And Gogo Poe.
Ain't shit.
Nope. Gogo Poe. Yep. They can do nothing about it. Microsoft is showing they aren't messing around anymore. Next, Tex Green game over. Radiance 96 pulled up. Don't care about IGN anymore. Hey, Radiance, that's what I'm talking about. Dude, look. The Metacritic scores come from people like IGN, from sites IGN.
Exactly.
And you know this.
I called this out.
Correct. These jokers, man, they when IGN rates something, or one of those big sites rates something, it's 3 times more powerful than another site, than a smaller site. So their grade carries a whole lot more to the weight of the final Metacritic score. And look at it, dude. These cats don't play no damn games. They don't play no games. Go ahead, bud.
Oh, look, they even again when they showed like the reviews for the Twisted Metal show on Peacock, right? I got the fucking show. I saw the damn thing. I saw the fucking show. Shit is fucking trash. It starts off good and then it becomes total dog shit. And they're like, oh my God, the show is a 10 out of 10, a 9 out of 9. Oh my God, go check it out. Bro, the only part I like is the part with my man that played Falcon. He's funny, but that's about it. And the guy who played Sweet Tooth, he's kind of funny. But it's supposed to be about cars and combat, right? And violence, playing in a game, right? With cars and vehicles. And I think only one episode has actual cars with violence and fighting. The rest of the show is them talking to other people and to a bunch of people that are outcasts that live like in a train and shit. I'm like, yo, this is not Twisted Metal. What the fuck is this? It's just a 9 out of 10. Just like they did with fucking Last of Us, because there's no Sony news. So now they're trying to make it seem like anything movie or show, TV show related with Sony is fantastic. Absolutely. Now the only thing I can honestly tell you is probably going to be good is Gran Turismo, and I'll tell you why. Don't kill me, Zinc. Hold on. Give your boy a chance. Hold on. That's only because it's being directed by a director that is a really good director that knows what he's doing. He was the one that was supposed to do the Halo movies. He did the Halo shorts. He did movies like Elysium, Chappie, District 9. He's a great director. But that is the only reason why that movie might be good, because he has a good director with talent that knows what he's doing. But other than that, everything else is just hype beasting. That's all it is. They're just...
I wish I could say I caught you in a lie again, but I can't. The reason the movie is going to be good to me, and 100, he's a piece of shit because he don't like NASCAR. But
here we go, the NASCAR deal again. Leave my boy alone. He like NASCAR, goddammit.
I think it's going to be great because I like racing games. I like racing, period. In fact, I know it's a NASCAR race on today, and Bubba Wallace may need to win a race to get into the playoffs. But I just like racing, dude. So
name dropping. He's name dropping right now.
I'll be watching the movie, but I'm not giving Sony movie money for it.
Y'all better not say my boy Zink ain't a real NASCAR fan. He's fucking name dropping. He's name dropping right now. That shit is serious right now.
Yeah, I like them.
No, for real. No, for real. Yeah.
Let me get to one more piece of shit before you
go ahead.
Rain G4. Hey, again, I always say this. This is why.
Oh, Ray, you piece of shit.
This is why I don't read and drive anymore, especially if I see Rain G4 or Smitty Smith in the chat. Real pieces of shit. So Rain G4 said at 3:32, he said if PS5 does split screen, it would void their warranty.
Oh shit, that's fucked up. Damn, you definitely ain't shit, Rain, for that. Nah, Rain ain't shit. That's the reason right there. Look at that shit. He did not put them in blast like that. Yo, somebody showed. I think it was somebody playing the Call of Duty. I don't know which one is it. I think part 3, the one that they just bundled up, right? On the PS5, and that shit froze, and the PS5 was going, it was doing some crazy ass noise.
Good.
I'm like, God damn, that shit garbage. What the fuck? They won't learn. They won't learn it. They're gonna learn the hard way, but they see the writing on the wall. They're not stupid. They can feel the heat, and like E-Rock likes to say the paradigm shift is already here. They're just trying to avoid the inevitable.
Oh yeah.
That's all they're doing, and you're not going to change it by saying even more stupid shit or acting stupid. Stupid every time something positive and something that and the proof is there to back it up. You're not gonna do shit but make yourself look more stupid, if that's even a word. Or,
No, it's correct. More stupid. That's a good word. Hey, check this out. And so Dia 4568, she turns into a Hall of Fame wide receiver, Terrell Owens.
Here we go.
At 3:33 p.m. She says, "Go Poe, it's scary since Microsoft is just getting started. What happens when the next Call of Duty falls once the acquisition is complete? When Hellblade 2 or when Fable arrives?" And here's her TO moment. "I have my popcorn ready." Remember when TO said, "Get your popcorn ready"? Hey, dude, my popcorn has been ready for a long time, but I'm looking forward to Sony's ass going out of business. It'll take a little while, but it'll eventually happen. You can't replace the income they're about to lose from Call of Duty. And not only is it income, it's game sales, it's controller sales, it's peripheral sales.
Listen, Brother Zink, I'm glad you mentioned that. My son just showed me, it was 2 days ago, about 2 days ago, 3 days ago. He showed me an article where they were talking about that Sony's planning on doing big deal prices for the holidays. Price cuts on the console, price cuts on peripherals, games. And then my son said, "Yeah, because it's selling like crazy." Somebody tried to say that because it's selling like hockey. I was like, "No, dummy. When they do price cuts during the holiday, most of the time, except for Black Friday, right? It's because they're overstocked. And when they're overstocked, they need to find a way to get rid of the shit. So if they're saying that, it's because they're trying to see if they can achieve sales by being more appealing and making a lot of price cuts on stuff to see if people actually will go out and buy it. You see what I'm saying?
Hey, you keep with that. Hey, Unlimited want to get in, Sega man. Is it enough room for Unlimited to get in?
No, that's another piece of shit. Why you thought? Come on.
Hey, go ahead, Hebot. I wanted to talk about that too, but you covered it already. Go and get it.
Yeah, no. So he showed it, and I was like, yeah, that's exactly what it is. They got to get ready because, look, man, I just argued with some dude when I put the video because I go every week to Best Buy because my son buys movies in 4K every week. So I'll go pick it up for him, and I'll stop at the same Best Buy. And every week I go, they have more and more stock sitting on the shelves of PlayStation 5. They even have bundles of God of War, which came out in the motherfucking holidays. And I'm trying to tell you to see shipped to stores and shipped to, and actually bought by consumers is two very big different things. Okay? Yes. Sony could claim Sony could claim all of they want that they shipped 40 million units, yes, to stores. But as long as those people are not buying, it doesn't mean shit. It's a sale for them, but it doesn't mean shit. That's what Best Buy has been doing for the last 3 months, where you buy a PS5 and you get $50 back, or you get $50 off, or you get a free game, all types of deals, because they have overstock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they're not moving. Hey, also, can you get Dia in here? Did Dia say she wanted to come in here? And if it's not enough room, I'll drop off because I really should be doing some stuff right now, but gaming is more important right now.
And there's another dude on Twitter that he went in there like a savage. I forgot where he got the information. I was trying to find it to show some dude that was questioning me, but he put it up and he showed the data from, I think it was GameStop and Best Buy, if I'm not mistaken, where it was showing how I think it was 67% or 76% of consoles return are PS5 and PlayStation.
And
I don't know if you know.
That's all
right?
facts. That's all facts.
Right.
A Ponybot Gaming Forte said that they get a lot of PS5s in, and then he tried to cover it up by saying, "Well, there's more PS5s out there." Hey, bro, we know what's going on.
Yeah.
We know what's going on, bro. He tried to cover it up, but you can't cover that up. I know too much about that.
If your percentage of returns on something is 67 or 65%, 75%, whatever the case may be, that's a high return rate. That means that people are not happy and it's not doing well. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And There's
it also
so many of
reflected in their stock dropping, Hebot, and that's where part of that came from. Because one of the officials of Sony said, in order to meet our goal, we're going to have to reduce the price of the PlayStation, and it already dropped in price.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's because they're losing money, so they're trying to figure out a way to make and create more sales by lowering prices to entice whoever is going to buy something this holiday to maybe get a PlayStation because it's maybe, let's say, $50 cheaper than an Xbox. Let's just say. But the thing is, it doesn't really matter because Microsoft financially is in a position that whatever Sony does, they can meet. You get what I'm saying? So
they're gonna already do that anyway.
Right.
You
That's
know
what
they
I'm saying.
dropping that S. You know they.
Yeah. That S, I would not be surprised if even 175 over the holidays. Would not be surprised.
Bringing that 1 terabyte S out.
With the new one too. Yeah. So again, it's not rocket science, but I hate when these dudes, and then they try to like move the goalposts and say, like you said, oh, it's because there's more PlayStation 5s out there. So aren't you kind of proving the point? So even though there's more PlayStation 5s out there, that means they're trading them even faster because they don't want them. So either way, it's still bad. You see what I'm saying?
Hebot, I got one more for you. Let's switch it because GoGoPro is at it again at 350.
Okay, he's at it again.
Hey, and this is something I wanted to talk about. You guys could go first. Here's GoGoPro. When their own consoles are melting at their own tournaments, you know something's wrong with the PS.
Oh no, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Hey, this is why.
Oh my God, no, he didn't. I know exactly what he's talking about too.
Before you two go off,
oh my
I've been
God,
talk about this for the longest time. And man, dude, these things. Hey, I'm gonna leave it at this. Hey, make sure y'all hit on Mark Cerny being a fucking genius too. I'm gonna cut you out.
So what he's talking about is like, we all know Evo just passed not too long ago.
Yeah.
And in the middle of the tournaments, holy crap, the consoles were turning off and overheating on the tournaments and on the players. Yeah, man. My son he showed because he watches Evo. They were dying, bro. That shit was embarrassing. And remember, since Sony bought Evo, they try to make the PS5 the priority used console, and they had to switch it up and put it on Xboxes and PCs because it wasn't working. Hold on,
Hebot. I know you'd like to talk about this before we get 4568 in here. You know you got to talk about this. When Sony bought Evo, how could they one up Microsoft like that? They just continue to beat Microsoft to the punch. Blah blah.
Right. That's because Microsoft had bigger fish to fry. That's why. You know what I mean? Evo is cool and all, but it ain't a money maker like Bethesda, goddammit. That's why. It's Sony just basically buying smaller fish that they could afford. That's basically why. They didn't beat them to it. You seen all the people that Microsoft has been talking to try to purchase and acquire?
But you know what they say.
Did you see how many people?
Yeah, but you know how it is. When Sony does something, it's phenomenal. Just like
Yeah.
They don't even have that one game that Dia is about to talk about with her 99. They don't even have it on their console yet. But motherfuckers are acting like it's a Sony.
Let me tell you something. Before you put on Dia that she ain't no shit, right? before you let her go, before you let that savage go, listen. When they fucking showed the paperwork, you know how many fucking narratives were shut down in the court when they were saying how many people they were trying to acquire? People were saying Microsoft is stupid because they didn't try to buy Crytek. They were trying to buy Crytek. They didn't try to buy Remedy. They tried to buy Remedy. They didn't try to buy other parties that were there. They tried to buy Asobo that was there. They tried to buy the people who did Returnal. They tried to buy. They tried to buy the people who did Kena. And they didn't get to acquire them. Every company that people were like, they should buy them. They're so stupid. They don't even try to buy the people that'll be good for them. And that came out to prove that they tried to buy all of them. It was because all those developers were under either the publishers or owners that were refusing to sell because they really felt, well, if we go to PlayStation, we're going to be so much better because so many people buy consoles over there but don't buy games. I guess they forgot the memo that they don't buy games. Because if you buy a console and don't buy games, what's the fucking point? And I'll tell you why. Because all those people, and I don't mean to sound racist, but this is a fact because I live in the urban streets and I see it with my own eyes. All these people that come from Dominican Republic, Mexico, when they come here, the first thing they want to do is feel like they fit in. So they want to buy Jordans, iPods, iPhones, and fucking PlayStations in that same order. That's what they do because they think by buying that, oh, we're part of America. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And that's what they do. I see it with my own eyes. People that move in don't even know how to speak English. They just moved in and came from their country maybe months ago. And the first thing they have is, flat screen TVs. They want to buy BMWs. They want to buy, PlayStation 5s, Air Jordans, Lacoste, whatever's popular.
But I'll say this, me and Dia could go ahead and go off. But as far as Jordan, and back when we were in high school and those black and playoff Jordans came out, dude, it was 5 years later, like when I was in college. Hey man, now you could go to the most remote part of the world and you'll see kids and people.
Yes, sir.
Jordan was global. That's why when they went to the Olympics,
shit, they were
this dude. I could only imagine what Muhammad Ali would be like if they had social media back then. Like
right.
You already knew who the hell Ali was, and you only had a damn radio.
Right. But let me tell you something. They even pirated a lot of shit and made knockoffs.
100%.
But they knew what the fuck it was. They knew what it was. Everybody around the globe will know. Oh, Air Jordans. That's how big it is. It's just like Apple, the same way. But my point is, what I'm trying to say is that's why the console moves. Like they get Switches for their kids, PlayStation 5s for their teenagers and the adults, because that's what's cool. That's what's trending. It's what you see mostly on Twitter, on Instagram, people posting it. So that's why they go and buy it. So they're not going to know what it is to buy games because they're not real gamers. They play games, but they're not rooted gamers that grew up with the hobby, the culture, that love gaming as a whole, as a general, that live their lifestyle in the gaming culture. That's what I'm trying to say. You get what I mean? It's like the women and the grandmas that play Flappy Bird on the phone. It's fun, it's quick, it's accessible, it's in their hands at all times. They'll play it. That's it. That don't mean they're gonna go play Resident Evil or Baldur's Gate. You get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I mean. That's why it's selling.
Right. Hey, Dia, and when you go ahead and go, Dia, and I know we want you to talk about
the first lady in chat, man. They have 4, 5, 6, 8.
What is it, y'all? What is it?
Glad to have you here, man.
I talked to you a lot.
Hold on, brother Tuck, please, my brother. Can I introduce Dia, bro? Then I'll let you go, man. Let me introduce Dia, please, bro.
Okay.
All right, Dia, 4, 5, 6, 8 is in the building. The first lady of chat, man. It is part of the Outlaws of Xbox podcast. How are you doing, dear? And thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here. I'm always honored to be on your show, Sega Man.
Thank you.
I've missed it. I haven't been here long enough.
Cut her out. She's a part of the show, man. Cut her out.
Dia, I have nothing but love. I did not say anything that wasn't me. Okay.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm following you again, Hebot. So I'm not gonna be as good as Hebot. You know.
Stop. You see, I ain't shit. I need to leave this podcast. I ain't shit.
Oh man. I've been watching these ponies, man. It's ramping up. They're collapsing before my eyes, people. I've just seen them degrade. I don't know what's happening to them, but that red dragon thing made me laugh so hard. I couldn't contain that. I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me.
We're talking about menus. We're talking about menu screens now. Menu screen.
I think that Starfield menu screen is beautiful. It's sparse. It makes you feel how empty and cold space is. And that's really true.
It's the simplicity that makes it mystique. That makes it mystique. The mystique comes from the mystery of the actual menu
universe. We don't know what to expect when we get our hands on that game, and so I don't know what their problem is, but like I said, the ponies have been breaking down. I knew it was going to get bad, but even my imagination didn't take me where they're what I've been seeing on the internet. Wow, they're complaining about what start menus. They are complaining about going gold. They're complaining about. That was one that
Hey,
got me
dear,
too about
that was
going
your
gold.
that was Sega Man's friend Ryan McCaffrey complaining about going gold, like his
Going gold.
gold wasn't important. Go ahead.
Oh my gosh. I never even knew nobody who bought games even cared about going gold. Nobody ever talked about that. Like, that was the first time I ever
without interrupting you, just adding, no one in their rightful man mind would have ever talked about games going gold until we had the social media that gave you the information.
Exactly.
That was not even a thought process. It's just like resolution. No one talked about it until they started putting it out there because they didn't know what the fuck it was.
Right. And Ryan McCaffrey was trying to downplay it, but going gold symbolizes an accomplishment. It's like for us in construction, you finish a building. I close the building out because I'm the painter. I make sure everybody's stuff look good. We walk out of there and you don't have a punch list. It's ready to turn over. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Going gold means there's going to be no more delays.
Right.
Everybody can let their hair down, relax, and say, and now
it's a moment of celebration for developers. That's all it really is.
It is.
It's not for console warring, but that's what they use it at.
And Sega Man's best friend Ryan McCaffrey tried to downplay it like it's not. Go ahead, dear, get back in there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just amazing. Like, they really are like having a nervous breakdown out there. I've not seen anything like this. I've gamed for a long time and I've never seen anything like this. You know, I knew it was going to be bad, and I'm like, this is just the beginning. We haven't even celebrated COD in the Activision Blizzard King even coming yet, and that's coming. Okay, we haven't celebrated that yet. We don't even know about the rest of the acquisitions yet. This is just the beginning for Xbox gamers. So yes, and everywhere I go now, people are celebrating Starfield. It has been nothing but. I've not seen this among Xbox gamers in a long time. You have to see how elated they are. They're so happy. They're excited. They know this game is big. It is huge, and I try to tell people how big this game was. It's 25 years in the making. Name another game that has taken 25 years. They have steadily been working on this game using other games like Fallout, like Skyrim as testing grounds in order to make this game.
That is a great point.
Think about it. Some of the greatest games ever made were testing grounds. Okay? This is what we're getting in Starfield. Because Ty has said this game is what he was made to. He was born to make this game. It's the game he wanted to always make. And before that man dies, he wanted to make Starfield. This is his Magnus Opium.
Magnus Opus, yeah.
Okay. And this is what he talked about. You can go back and listen to how excited he is. You can look at how excited he is.
Yeah.
And so this is it, people. If you want the very best that Ty Howard's ever going to give us, this is going to be Starfield. And guess what? Now already you see people relating Starfield to Xbox forever. This will always be tied to Xbox because no one would ever think of it that as a project that was on its own. They would never think of it. They'll think about, oh yeah, Xbox delayed it a couple of times and then they released it. That this is the Xbox first party game. There is nothing else out there like it. This is huge. And just like Halo, you think of Halo, you think of Xbox. I'm telling you now, people think of Starfield, they now think of Xbox. That's huge. So I'm trying to put it on the scale of where this really is for you guys. This is huge.
That's a good question.
And we'll never live through anything like this again. I can tell you. People say that, you know, Baldur's Gate is a game of generation. It may be. I don't know. I don't have it. I'm not playing it.
What? Dear, one of the main reasons you're here, dear, is because you have a PC. It's a 9090. And you play PC games.
I can play it. I had some friends trying to get me to get it, but I elected to put my money towards Starfield. So I did.
So what you trying to tell us is you think the game is some garbage.
I don't know. Well, based on what he told me,
I'll say it is some garbage.
It's not a bad game, but
Why not?
they have not said they believe that game is going to be better than Starfield.
Which
Okay.
game? Which game?
Baldur's Gate. I got friends who are playing Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate is by also. I'll also add is what is that?
All of a sudden, all of a sudden, Baldur's Gate, or everybody's a Baldur's Gate fan.
Confused with that sound. Sorry.
You heard?
Yeah, I'm hearing other talking. I couldn't.
No, it's somebody's mic is too loud in the back. All right, go ahead, Dia.
Okay, sorry, I was confused. Now I didn't know if you guys were talking. It just sounded like a lot of talking to me.
Yeah,
sorry. But yeah, so I have friends who are playing Baldur's Gate. Quite a few. It's popular on PC, but I do not. It's hardcore. I mean, really hardcore RPG.
It's an RTS like game in the same vein as Halo Wars 2.
If you don't like turn-based stuff, you're gonna like this game. You're not gonna like it.
And there's gonna be a lot of Sony people not liking it. And you know, I figured you probably didn't play this game, but I knew some of your people played the game.
Yeah,
okay.
They are. I got quite a few people on my list that's playing it.
But this is a PC centric game. It is
a PC centric game, exactly. And I'm not going to say it's bad. I don't like putting devs down when they do a lot of hard work. But
you don't do that. I'll do that. Leave that up to me.
I do not think it's possible for Baldur's Gate to outdo Starfield because Starfield appeals to too many other people. You have an FPS built into the game. You have building built into the game. You have space exploration. You have space fighting in the game. You have RPG elements in the game. You can buy real estate in the game. You can sell things. It has an economy in the game. It has a lot going on in there. Baldur's Gate doesn't have all of that.
It has all three combat, Dia. You know that, right?
Yes,
it has. It has hand-to-hand combat.
Yes,
hand-to-hand combat.
Weapon
gunplay.
Yes.
Melee, and you can play it in first person or third person the entire game.
Yeah.
Hey,
so you know it's a lot there.
That rant Dia just rolled up on. That's what I like to hear. Go ahead, Dia. Hey, in a second. I'm gonna read this. Smitty Smith. He ain't shit.
Okay. Smitty Smith. I better get myself ready because he always have me laughing at it.
This dude. Hey, it's both of them, man. It's Rain G4. Don't drive.
Oh, Rain G4 is crazy too.
Great garbage. But go ahead. I found it. But go ahead. Do your thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up, and I just wanted to just chime in on how important this launch is going to be. Even if you guys are not interested in yourselves, just be happy for Xbox for having this game. And it cost them a high price to take this game because Sony would not have been a good thing for Starfield. Microsoft cared so much that not only were they willing to buy the studio to save it, because ZeniMax needed to be purchased. And also it needed that tender love and care that Bethesda usually has to just push their games through, just like Arcane was being forced to do something they didn't want to do. That's where they had come to. When a publisher gets to the point where they're forcing their developers to produce games that they're not used to doing or pushing games out like that, they're in trouble. But Microsoft not only purchased them, but they gave them the time to develop this game properly. Without that year, Starfield would not be what is.
That would be a year and a half.
Well, a year and a half. Okay, year and a half. Think about how that game is looking. And from what I'm getting, I'm not sure if these things are reliable, but some early talks about, it's not a review, but for the people who's playing it, they are happy with what they're seeing. Mm-hmm. So all I can say is, if Microsoft doesn't get recognition after this, I don't know when they ever will.
Oh, they won't.
I don't know when they ever will, because they helped Starfield to be a better game, in my opinion. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Before Tuck goes, thank you, Dan.
$2 trillion, baby. Hey. $2 trillion.
I got something to say, man. Tuck, man, I'm mad at you, bro.
Uh-oh.
I'm mad at you, Tuck. Because I haven't heard from you, man. So before you go and introduce yourself, Tuck, I got a little song for you, man. Because I am mad. You don't call, brother, man. You know nothing. So I got a little song for you, man. You ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. Do you really want to hurt me? Do you really want to make me cry? Why ain't you called your brother, man?
Do you really hurt me? Look, you talk and I'll do the background music. Do you really want to make me cry?
What's up, bro? You don't call your brother no more. What's going on with you, man?
Been lonely without you, Tuck.
What's going on, Tuck? Look,
He dropped off.
He ain't even there. He ain't even there. See what I'm talking about?
Uh-oh.
Chuck ain't shit. He just
Okay,
left.
I'm
He
back,
said,
y'all.
"Fuck."
I'm back.
Oh,
Oh, there you go.
I'm back.
Look, see what? Forget it. I ain't. See what I mean, guys?
I'm back. Hey, dude, the sugar was done, man.
Look, I just sang you a little song, man. You know what I'm
I
saying?
He's serenading.
we did a tribute to you, Chuck. We just did a tribute. You missed it. Unbelievable.
Bro.
The sugar
Where
was
you
running
been, man? You don't call brother no more. What's going on with you?
I'm sorry about that, man. I've just been real busy, man.
Well, what's going on with you, man? What you got? What you got to add to the panel, man? To the Xbox roundtable, bro. What's going on, man?
Oh, let me tell you. For number one, I'm gonna go ahead and tell Adelzine, I caught you in the damn lie.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Oh shit! Already.
I'm here seeing you here talking about Gran Turismo, the movie. Man, dude, I ain't watching that dog crap.
I don't even think the pony's watching it. I don't even think they're gonna watch it.
I know they not watching it. 100%.
I'm watching it because I'm a movie fan. That's why.
You over there saying
Fuck
that
you, traitor.
you won't watch
Word.
it. You won't give the theater no money, but you won't still watch it.
You got me.
I can neither deny or confess about that, but I'm gonna watch it. I'm definitely gonna watch it.
That was excellent observation.
The black cable does not go behind.
But now, let's get back to this damn Starfield stuff now.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me play this, man. I got a lot of people at work. That work with me.
There they go. Did you see him at the water cooler?
They big whatever that damn Boulder Gates fans.
Mm-hmm.
I told them, I said, you know what? When Starfield come out, y'all gonna put that Boulder Gate down real fast. Y'all wouldn't even think about Boulder's Gate.
They're gonna put that down because they're not
Put
used
it
to
down
games
real
like
fast.
that. Yeah.
Man.
Well, I'm gonna ask you a question because Chuck, are you playing Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Oh hell yeah.
Okay,
Ooh.
because I know it's on Game Pass and it got 1 million players in 24 hours.
Ooh.
Now, I wonder why that is because I really highly doubt that it's because of the PlayStation side. But I'm just saying, I'm just trying to observe, like I said.
Hey, Dia, I know. Hold on. Tuck, hold on 1 second. Because I know, Dia, how fond she is of Hebot.
Yes,
You're not going to call Hebot a liar? Because it can't possibly have more people playing than Baldur's Gate. He said it have 1 million.
Oh, yeah, Hebot. How is
You
that
call them
possible?
out, Dia. That ain't possible. You can't be Baldur's Gate.
I'm not console worried, sir. I'm just pointing out something. It was 24 hours in one day, basically. But I don't know the semantics of the data, so don't kill the messenger. I'm just the messenger. Bye.
Wait a minute. Does Sony even have access to Baldur's Gate yet? When is
No, Dia.
When
It's only the PC. It comes out the same day as Starfield.
Oh, okay. I thought they had it already.
Dang.
It's out on PC, so I just assumed they had it. I didn't even know. Okay.
They really think that they're going to have more players on Baldur's Gate the same day as Starfield, when Starfield just by default already has 40 million people that can access it. Are you really that stupid? Are you really that dumb?
Hey, Hebot, it's
I'm done.
more clowning for us. Go ahead, Tuck Master.
Go ahead.
We'll pick up on that later.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Tuck.
I'll put this, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you see, we already know the nostalgia what Starfield's gonna do. Starfield's gonna kick Motorgate, anything that PlayStation got coming out this year. Spider-Man, who cares about Spider-Man? Once Spider-Man played, they're gonna put it down, and if they got Starfield, if they got PlayStation and they got an Xbox, they're gonna be playing it on the Xbox. I mean, Starfield is just gonna dominate everything this winter. I mean, this fall and winter. I mean, I think it is. It's just gonna be dominating as far as sales. I mean, like I said, I didn't put it on the gamepad. I just went and just bought it. I said,
I bought it too. I bought the full thing. I don't have a collector's edition.
Same.
But I got everything. I have it waiting and ready. So.
And unlimited forced me to buy a controller.
Oh, I got that too. I got that in the headset. The headset is so fantastic. It sounds like the ship is taking off when you first turn it on, and then when you turn it off, it's like you're landing. It's so cool.
That's cool.
That's bad.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Sega man, you need that for your landing your plane.
Is that actually still available? Because I know that's sold out, isn't it?
I don't know by now. I don't know. If it's available, I would highly recommend getting the headset.
What's it sold out?
The headset.
Yeah.
The headset, yeah.
I think the headset sold out. I mean, I know you can't get the controller nowhere either.
No, I think the controller might be gone. Yeah. Everybody was buying that,
Yeah, and I think they sold out of everything, but I think somebody said that they gave some new, either it was the watch or the headset, one of the two. But
the watch, I'd be shocked if the watch is still out there though.
Oh no, they sold out, but they made some more. They made more of something. Unlimited would know things like that.
Oh, they had to go back and make more. Wow, that's shocking.
Oh yeah, it's all of that stuff sold out within the first couple weeks. Like I was telling people on one of our shows, it was an Unlimited or Sega Man show. I found mine at Target when there was only 3 left, but people forget about Target. So if you miss something, I even got the refrigerator at Target when there were no more refrigerators.
Oh, you did?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I sure did. Hey, before we get back to Tuck, let's go ahead and get to Smitty Smith, and he's up to his antics.
Oh yeah, Smitty's. Yeah.
At 3:52 p.m. He did this right around when we started talking about the Evo heating up and PlayStation's catching on fire. So Smitty Smith jumped in here after Rain G4 talked his garbage. He said Kingsford Charcoal Briskets have partnered with PS5s for their new barbecue grills.
Oh my God.
This is some of the stuff, man. I'm telling you, man, sometimes I drive so much and I start reading the comment section. I'm like, all right, I just put I turn the comment section completely off and I just listen to shows.
When Smitty's in there, you can't be eating or drinking. One time I was he made something, he said something so funny, I spit out my drink. I couldn't even help it, man. I was like, I won't do that no more. I make sure to not be eating and drinking when
Rain G4 made me almost laugh in this dude's face because I had one earpiece in listening to a show and somebody read Rain G4's comment. I said, okay, I got to turn this shit off. It's not
they be funny. The chat be funny, man.
Hey, there, you looking to buy a headset?
You already have it. Yeah,
okay,
I have.
They still get some on Amazon right now.
Do they? Amazon?
It might be that because maybe they brought some back out.
They might have, because I know they were sold out. Amazon. I didn't buy anything from Amazon. I had to buy mine from Best Buy when they restocked. They had already sold out, but then they restocked. That's when I was able to get some. So,
what's up, the realist and Tool Man 55?
What's up, y'all?
Hi, realist. And realist knows about PC stuff. He's talking about Boulder Gate.
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate. I don't think Baldur's Gate is a bad game. It's just not Starfield. It's not going to appeal to a broader audience like Starfield will. And if you know anything about Bethesda games, that's just, you don't miss out on a Bethesda game because they come out so rare.
Yeah.
You just don't miss out on them, especially when it's helmed by Todd Howard. Because that man only got one more game in him. That's it. So you will only have a handful of games that he's ever released in his lifetime. They're that rare and they're that special. So, I'm telling people, you want to be in on Starfield at least for the experience, because these games are not released all the time. They're very rare. And this one in particular was 25 years in the making.
Yeah.
And Snooky Jackson, he snuck in here too. And he had an interesting... He had an interesting comment. He said, sorry I'm late. My gaming brothers and sister, singular, DF4568, football season, go Saints go. Well, that's where he's wrong at his.
Oh, man.
He had a great comment and then he blew it with the Saints. To be talking about the Bears over there. But anyway, man, and that made me laugh a little bit because Sega Man and Unlimited thought Dia said, "I'm a girl."
And you know, Radiance 96 at 519, he said Starfield is going to be the main Xbox seller. It's already selling, Radiance. I've seen PlayStation people said they have been broken. They said they have gone out and bought Xboxes. I'm already seeing it. It's already done. It's and the casuals have been picking
game
them up.
changer.
It's already done. They already said they cracked. They was holding out for the longest, hoping that Starfield was going to come to PlayStation. I think they finally come to the conclusion it is not. So now they're starting to buy the Xbox. You know, so they're doing it now, or they're buying Game Pass if they have a PC. But usually the ones that have PC have already gotten Game Pass. They're just not telling you that. But the people who needed to buy the Xboxes are doing that now. And I would tell anybody, whether you a pony or not, go out there and get those things now while you can. You know, if they're still out there, you know, get them while you can, because I think those are going to run out.
I do too. And you know what? Tuck and Dea and Brother Zink, man, they're still out there doing these little bit of damage control and stuff too. Just every little thing, man.
Every little thing. Yeah, and Dia talked about a lot of it. I'm glad she jumped in here and jumped on it. But it's always something. And then even a developer, one of the ex-developers, Warcraft, dude, are you kidding me? I mean, yeah, man. You know,
I think he's I think he has some kind of beef with Bethesda, and he's just been
or Todd Howard. Yes.
Yeah, I think something happened that's personal with him, because it doesn't sound like he's not a pony. This guy doesn't like Bethesda in particular. I don't think he will be going after any kind of Xbox studio. I think it's Bethesda in particular. That's usually a personal grudge. I think whatever he's hiding behind the pony console war stuff, but I think that's what's going on there.
And Dia, you said something, and I held off. I wanted you to finish, but I'm glad you just brought up Bethesda, because you know people were talking trash about how Starfield was going to save Xbox when Xbox actually saved ZeniMax, because they weren't doing too well. And I'm glad you brought that up, because I kept forgetting to talk about that.
Zeke, I'll make one better on that. I'll top that. Microsoft actually saved PlayStation because they can still keep fucking Call of Duty.
That's true. Because had they lost that entirely to exclusivity, they wouldn't be here. I agree with that.
Yeah, my 5-year destruction, my 10-year destruction plan of Sony would have immediately moved up to a 3-year plan. They would have a 3-year exit strategy. Okay, a full go. And you know, back to what you were saying, Dia, because it was such an important point with many, many layers to it. And when you said that ZeniMax is going down, and people say how much, and Starfield does mean a lot. And like I said, man, I only buy Halo controller or Gears controller or something like that, or Forza controller. I'm not buying no new game. I don't even play Todd Howard's games. You know, but this one looked like Mass Effect to me.
It
reminds me of it.
When you said this dude has been working on this game for 25 years, and other games were used to help develop this game in his mind, it's a reason I bought that controller. You know, and but all of these things come into play. And when you brought up ZeniMax not doing well, like Activision wasn't doing well and falling apart.
Exactly.
And people talk about how much we're going to do this and how much ZeniMax is going to take over. I calmed them down by saying this. And this was before the recent reports of what Halo was worth. ZeniMax as a whole, with all of those great games and all of those Bethesda games, was only worth $4.9 billion.
Yeah.
That's it. Halo all by itself was worth $5.5 billion.
Yep.
All by itself. So when you of course when you acquire a company, you there's a lot overage you pay. So
yeah,
that's
they
what,
might have debts and other kind of costs that kind of fall into that too. It's not just the value. I think they
yeah.
up it a little bit more
Oh yeah,
than
they up it. It's
yeah.
a lot of financial reasons why you
Right.
up it damn near
Right.
$3 billion.
Right.
And the same would go for Halo. If it was 5.5, you'd have been spending
You
8.5
paying more
billion
than that. You're not
to
gonna
buy this
pay
thing.
at that limit. Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
and of course we know now Halo is worth a lot more than that. Even though they, like Unlimited famously said, Halo is the most hated on successful game ever. You know.
It is.
So, but I wanted to say something about that. I'm glad you brought that up. That was really important.
Mm-hmm. And I want to bring up one other point, then Tuck can
Yeah,
take
go
over,
ahead.
or Sega Man. I want to reiterate this because this is something that's very important. This year is going down as one of the greatest gaming years of all
yes.
time.
Most
All time. People are
definitely.
talking about this like it's historical. And who has a presence here? I've said this. I posted this in the chat. Xbox is coming out big this year. Okay, even with Redfall stumbling, they still coming out big this year. And also look at Nintendo coming out big this year.
I'm gonna fight you on that as soon as you.
I mean, we love Redfall, but let's Redfall is not
agree,
going to
agree.
You know, I'm being fair. Okay, you going up against a Starfield, you going up against a Hi-Fi Rush. These games are really, really good. Okay, so you going up against these games that didn't have any problem. Well, I don't know if Starfield is going to have any problems, but
no, I mean Forza is coming also.
Forza, oh, that's right, Forza.
They're gonna set the benchmark.
That's the
Hellblade 2.
That's the cream of the top. We make it Stalker later this year. I don't know. Those are the rumblings, and if that happens,
about Stalker sometime in December.
And I'm
but I don't want to push that. You know,
I don't want to push that either. But if I'm just saying,
they went through worse world things.
Right. And we don't know, but again, it's going to be playable at Gamescom. So we're going to see. We know it's playable because it's going to be there at Gamescom. So as a demo, So if that falls, this for Xbox alone, I'm not even talking about the others. That's going to be big for Xbox, even with Redfall stumbling. That's what I'm trying to bring out, right? So then you add on Nintendo coming out with its heavy hitters with Zelda and then Mario. Okay, you don't get those games all the time either. You know how Nintendo is. They don't come out with a game every year. That doesn't work with them like that. So they're coming out swinging. Even if people don't like the game or whatever, however you feel about their games, the fact is they're coming out swinging this year and people are loving their games. And, whoever, I don't have Nintendo, so I can't speak on Nintendo, but that's what's happening. And if those games are good, you got to stand on it. It's good. So Nintendo has shown up. They brought their A game. So what else? Larian and other studios that are showing out that are coming out of the woodworks. If Stalker comes, they're gonna show. I think that game is gonna be great because they had so much time on it.
Oh yeah.
Also you got Larian. You got what other games? I mean, people are talking about Armored Core, and it's a lot of great games coming out this year.
Before I forget, you said Larian. You said Larian. I don't want to miss out on this. And as far as this being the greatest year for gaming, I'm gonna push back a little, and that's because of this. What's the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order?
Yes.
Buggy as hell, right?
Okay.
Even Mario, even Zelda. No, I'm not Mario, but Zelda.
Right.
Went all the way down to 720p at 18 frames per second.
Yeah.
Right.
All of these games, even Baldur's Gate, they didn't want to talk about it.
They got a lot of problems with the bugs, right?
Talk about it, dear.
Right.
Yeah,
and you know what? A game that size, that's what I've said this about Bethesda game. You can't have all these different systems in the game and not have bugs. It's just it's not practical.
It's impossible.
It's impossible because there's too many things running in the background to not have bugs, and then you try, and then Baldur's Gate is out on PC, so they trying to hit all these different SKUs on PC, so you're gonna have issues.
And the worst issue is by Baldur's Gate. I listened to I'm gonna go ahead and say his name because that dude is actually pretty good.
Go ahead.
Dude, Fun Speculation, because he came out against IGN with a scale.
Oh, he did.
Wow. Hey man, it was Sega Man. At one point during his show, I actually stood up and looked at my phone. I'm like, this dude going off.
Yeah, he lost it.
He was going off.
Lost it.
Hey, Dia, he pushed all his chips to the middle of the table and went all in, boy. And I'm going off of what he said. You know, some people that like I do not trust Metacritic
I
when
don't either. I don't
when
either.
Dia say something about a game, E-Rock, Sega Man, Tuck, like I'm picking up Cat Quest here maybe today because of Tuck. You know,
No,
Are you
no.
for real? Are you for real? You
hell
getting
no.
Cat Quest. I was gonna say you laughed so hard about Cat Quest.
Man, when Tuck brought up Cat Quest, dude, I literally laughed a
If
day.
you would
That
have
was
did
a
that,
hot.
Zeke, I never would have let you live that down.
I
Not.
know you wouldn't.
Oh my gosh.
So you know all of these when he was talking about and he and I think Pong Soul were talking about Baldur's Gate, they had to keep saving the game because it crashed all the time.
Oh man, that's bad.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
no, that's the worst thing that could happen when your game crash like that.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
dude, you got to say something about that. But and
Now,
like,
check this out, Elsie, check this out. This
go ahead.
game been out. I mean, what Starfield? They've been having tests, real good tests on the game.
They
You've
have.
been playing the game like 15, 17 hours. They
Uh,
said not have not found one bug.
yeah. That's
I heard.
shocking.
Thank you.
Hmm. Yeah, I
I'm
heard.
like, you play
Go ahead.
15 hours and you don't have no bugs at all.
Hmm.
Man,
Yeah.
that means that Bethesda did a good job.
Yeah, but you know what? But
Did a good job
They-
by keeping this game.
and
Where
but my point, Tuck, is this: if you said that, I believe it. And now, fun speculation. If he said that, if Dia said that, I believe it. You know,
Mhm.
if one of us said it, I believe it, or somebody else that I trust. If they said that, I believe it. I do not trust these people anymore.
That's yeah.
I just
Yeah.
don't. So
Yeah.
I'll wait till one of us say something. It's like, you know, everybody knows Halo is my favorite game, but the game of
Mhm.
last generation was Grand Theft Auto 5.
5. Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, I played 10 hours of this game. Okay. It's not for me. But
Right.
that
Right.
game was so spectacular. And like Starfield, it did so many things. And then when you listen to other podcasters talk about it, no one had the same thing to say.
Yeah.
That's the mark of a great game to me. None of us are going to play the game the same.
Nope.
You know, and this is where I corroborate your story, dear. And I could partly agree that with this could be one of the best years in gaming,
Mhm.
versus a couple other years,
Yeah.
like '07 and maybe another year. But that's the only way I can say that because Forza is going to be the barometer of graphics
Yes.
and performance.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Starfield,
People are downplaying Forza. They need to quit
yes,
doing that.
let them do it, dear, because it'll be more fire for us when we come together on a show. And then Starfield, I'm more interested in what Dr. Vaca is going to do with Starfield. Because
Okay. The
those
ship
of you
builder.
guys don't know, he builds ships and he'll play a game to its depth like I would with that's why I like Starfield so not Starfield but Redfall so much because
Mhm. Yeah.
now I saw the passion in those people and I saw why that female developer cried when people kept bashing that game because I see what they did in that game. Dear,
Right.
I have 240 plus hours in that game
Yeah.
and counting.
Yep.
But as far as you saying this is the best, I could
Yeah.
agree with that. And then you said something about
Think about it.
Nintendo.
For Microsoft, Microsoft is the top, in my opinion. With the games they've come out with, they're going to come out with this year.
Agreed.
Nobody's going to top them.
It's not even close.
Not even
not
close.
this
But
year.
the second would be Nintendo because they coming out with Zelda and then their Mario game. So that's good. That's a
That's what I
good
wanted
year
to
for
stop at.
them.
That's what I was about to pick on, but I'm glad you brought up Mario. That
Right.
I'm like Mario. I didn't hear
What's
anything
up,
about a
Buck?
Mario game. I didn't hear anything about a Mario game.
It's coming out at the same time as fire.
Hey, so
What I hear, I don't
hey,
know.
so I finally saw this Mario game. Now,
Mhm.
there it's like a Nintendo DS Mario. It's a
Oh, okay.
but it looks good. You
Okay.
know, I wouldn't give it game of the year, but it
No, I
looked
wouldn't either. Yeah.
it looked dear. Everybody, it looked great. But you can't get out of game of the year because they actually remade a game that they had damn near 30 years ago. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a great side scroller, but come on, man, you can't You can't vault that into game of the year.
I might say something here that's controversial.
Do
I
it.
do
Yeah,
think that
go on ahead.
Nintendo is overrated a lot of times. That's my personal opinion.
She
I
said
think that they
controversial.
just get
You lying again.
automatic Game of the Year nods just because they're
Automatic.
Nintendo and stuff like that. I don't
Mhm.
always agree with that. And
Correct.
but what I will say is that I don't doubt that they don't make good games for what they do,
100%.
but they're not perfect games. They have issues just like any other game.
Yep.
People
Yep.
kind of swept Pokemon under the rug when that thing came out busted and stuff. So I'm not one of these people who worship the ground that Nintendo exists on. I'm not one of those ones. So I'm just putting that out there. I'm honest, okay? But I think that they don't hold a candle, in my personal opinion, to this year of what Microsoft is going to bring out. You got Hi-Fi Rush. In my opinion, no game so far has been as perfect as Hi-Fi Rush.
Yeah.
It came out with no bugs, no nothing.
Great
it was a
game.
perfect game.
This
In
is
my
like-
opinion, it is a game of the year contender. Fresh idea, great characters, great visuals. I mean, the
True.
love letter to comics and stuff, the way they did that game, the way it plays, the uniqueness of it.
Oh yeah.
It's a game of the year contender, in my opinion. Okay. So now we haven't seen Starfield and Forza yet. So that's why I'm saying so far. But
Can't
right
wait to see
now,
Forza.
it's not a sequel, it's not sequelized or
Great.
nothing like that. So that's why I say that, for me, I don't think that Microsoft is getting as much attention as it should. But also, Vodka, I would love for you to make the Enterprise. I hope you make like the Enterprise from Next Generation. I want it to scale. I
you're
want
right,
it to
Dia.
be scaled. I want everything. I want it all. I mean, do you think you can build that?
Yeah,
Starfield
and
will be Blanca's life. You know that.
I
Zeke.
hope
That's
you
gonna
can
be
build
Blanca's
something like
life.
that.
and Dia, you over here
Black
tripping.
Desert was bad.
It-
Wait till he plays
it-
that.
It's already people tripping in the Halo community talking about they're gonna build one of the Halo ships.
Ooh, I want
like
I
the
want a
Pillar of
Halo
Autumn.
ring that you can actually like it can be a spaceport and it's a Halo ring and you can go inside it or something like that. Or
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would love something like that in Starfield. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, those jokers are creative, and they already talking about building the Pillar of Autumn from
Oh,
Halo.
really? Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
as a Starfield ship.
Oh
you
my
know.
gosh, they talking about this stuff already.
Yeah, and
Gosh.
here Smitty Smith is. I just happened to look up 4:33 p.m. I'm going to make a spaceship in Starfield shaped like Dreamcast guy's face.
Well, you're gonna need a lot of ditches and holes in that thing.
Hey, man, don't make your shit look that ugly, man.
Oh man, he go anywhere
No,
he go, he gets
you know
attacked
what? But you know
immediately
what,
and
fella?
stuff. You know.
You know what's the truth? It's like what he was talking about when you talk about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, man. And the developer came out the other doggone day, and he said straight up, he said, "Thanks for the Game Pass."
Oh, did he?
He
Sweet.
said, "Thanks for the yes," because he loves it. I mean, what developer wouldn't love it? I mean, you got over 1 million people playing your game within 24 hours.
Wait a minute, who said that? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
can you repeat that?
Hebot. That's what Hebot said, and I called him in a lie because
Uh-huh.
it can't be doing better than Baldur's Gate because
Wait a minute,
Baldur's Gate had
What game was
800
that? No, that was
This
the
was was
Texas
it?
Chainsaw Massacre.
Chainsaw Massacre. Oh,
Had a
okay. Yeah,
million
that
plays.
looked good. That actually
Yeah.
looks very good.
Had a million
Well,
players.
It looks good.
Well,
They did a good job with that game because
Well,
it has
well-
tension and it's scary and stuff. I saw some playthroughs and I said, wow, they actually did a really good job because the game is doing what the movie does.
That's
It
just
makes you
online,
feel
though,
tense.
right?
Think about it, y'all. Just think about it, y'all. He was the guy that made Friday 13th, and they got off into that cart battle.
Yep, and I actually owned that
Oh,
game.
that's
and
that guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did.
Okay.
Did that game very well too. But then they got into that. They got caught
Yeah.
up. It wasn't their fault, but they got caught up in that legal right
Yeah.
thing, and they had to abandon that, unfortunately. But they did good with that game too.
Is that just online, guys?
And I mean, they had all kind of plans for that game. They
did. They make love letters to horror movies that they grew up on.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah. I love horror movies.
Yeah.
Hey, Tuckmaster, did you hear Sega Man's question? Ask that question again. Was it an online game?
Yeah, is it just online, Tuck? There's no single player, right? It's just online.
Yeah, it's just online right now.
Oh, they're thinking about making a single player too, then?
Right. They think about adding single player to it.
Is it going to be like story based, Tuck?
I think it is.
That's awesome. Cool. That's awesome. Cool. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't wait for that. Man, I've been watching the shows. I mean, I'm getting antsy about my Forza. G. I mean, I need the Forza, bro. I gotta get the Forza, man.
Yeah, but I want a demo that y'all need to try. Is called,
I want a demo.
It's called Everspace. Everspace 3.
I was looking at that because that might scratch my space itch.
You talking about a sci-fi shooter?
Yeah.
I've been thinking about that game.
It is real good.
Okay.
So, I heard it was good though. A lot of people.
Yeah, it's real good.
Did you hear that? Everybody, did you hear? I think they're making a Switch 2.
Yeah, I heard a lot about that.
I heard about that. Yeah, they need to. So of all the people that need to make some, they need to make it.
It was like Rain.
Call of Duty run on that bad boy, right?
Say that again, Tuck.
I said they need to if they're gonna have Call of Duty put on there, right?
Yeah, and they said something about that they know Nintendo is up in their power a little bit so they can take Call of Duty a little bit better. They said that a few months ago during the court trial in San Francisco with the ABK. Right. And Rain G4 said why Nintendo gets criticism, and this is one of the reasons I stopped buying Nintendo products. Rain G4 said, I think the reason Nintendo does get criticism is because they don't push power and frames per second.
Yeah.
And I agree 100%.
Yeah.
And I think 100 or somebody said it a different way, said, I grew, but Nintendo didn't grow with me or something like that.
Right.
And I agree 100%.
And they need to, in my opinion, Nintendo couldn't hurt by also making their games available in other places too. I think they should also consider that because I think that's an outdated model. Yes, they're doing great, but I just think that it's good too to just put your stuff wherever because they starting to get. I have said this before. People act like Nintendo can never be dethroned. Any company. I don't care how good they are, how strong they are. I have seen large companies, fantastic companies come and go.
Yep.
They are getting competition in the handheld market, and somebody's going to nail that formula so well that Nintendo can easily find themselves struggling just like any other place. They have great first parties, but I'm just saying they can't just sit on that as if it's going to always be that way. That's foolish to be like that in any business. I don't care who you are. So.
And I love it, deal, when they keep saying, "Oh, Nintendo, they get away with this because they're the market leader. They get away with that because they're the market leader." At once upon a time, Motorola was a market leader in cell phones. Nextel,
right, yeah.
Hey, bro, it's a no. Man. You don't get a chance to do that just to sit around and just I'm number one today. Hey, tomorrow you ain't number one. You know.
Second man, can you take it back to Vaca's statement? I want to read that out.
Right here, there we go.
Right there, yeah. He says, if I make Star Trek ship, it will be the USS Defiant. The models are. I don't blame you on that, the Defiant, because that's actually my favorite Star Trek is Deep Space Nine. I love that one. That's my favorite one. So I take that. I take that, Vaca, if you make that. And you said models are going to do the Death Star. Now that's going to be ambitious.
Yeah,
that's the size of a planet.
Yeah. So those people are crazy, man. That's
crazy scale there.
And like the Halo community, they talking so much shit about what they're gonna build and the ships they're gonna make from the Halo universe.
Look, do not tell me about no darn Halo. I love Halo. I take everything off Halo.
Yes. Let me ask both of you this question because I know I'm a big Gears head, and so are you, Zink. But do you think there will be another Halo?
Yes.
Will there be another Halo?
Yeah.
Yes.
Man, look, just like
campaign, right? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Zink. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Hey, look, just like when everybody started jumping out the window saying Halo, they scrapped their 10-year plan. No, they didn't. I told people they wasn't going to do it. And then Pierre Heinz said, we're going business as usual, and tried to calm people down.
Mhm.
People hated it. So Phil Spencer had to come and say, no, Halo is Halo. Halo is going to move forward, blah, blah, blah. They said he was lying. Okay. And
They
this
said he was lying.
Yes. I'll never forget it. All the big YouTubers were saying they were lying. All the big YouTubers were saying how they're going to get rid of the slip space engine. And I said they were not. Now I just started going on a tour saying, just remember these YouTubers and these journalists that said that they were getting rid of the slip space engine for Unreal Engine 5. I told people they wouldn't do it. They're two different engines that do two different things. Halo's engine is a modified Blam engine that they did Halo on. It's based off of Sandbox. Period. It's nothing like it.
And the engine was never the issue because they were blaming the engine because of split screen, but we're finding that a lot of people are struggling with split screen because of time and effort and all
That's
that.
it. And
So-
you know where the time came from? COVID-19 actually happened.
Exactly. People
Good grief.
forget when Halo was being developed
Right.
in the midst of all of that. They
Right.
never ever put that towards Halo. They lost such critical time of development
Correct.
during that time. So
Dear, you know who else lost time? It take 3 studios to do Call of Duty. 3 studios
true.
to make 3 different Call of Duty games. Well, just to put this last Call of Duty game out, 9 studios had to help make that game.
Wow.
And I kept telling people that, dude, COVID was actually a thing that shut the world down. It wasn't fake. And this is what you guys talked about. You and Tuck, Dia talked earlier about that game, Stalker.
Yeah.
I don't want to believe what anyone says, but if that game came out, as Dia would say, it would be a blessing. They actually lost developers because they had to go fight in a war, dude. That's worse than real world events. They were over there. That's something that you really can't. We could talk about it because we know, especially somebody like me, I love to watch war history, but I'm not in it. Okay, as many relatives that I had that actually died fighting the war, I wasn't in it. Do I know what happened? Yes, but this development team was actually in it. So anything they get is a bonus.
That's why I want the game to be released, because I think they can use that influx of money.
Well, they got that from Microsoft. Microsoft was the ones that moved them out.
Oh, okay, they're not there anymore.
Yeah.
Where they at now?
No, they gone. I forgot where they moved to. They moved to another country, the whole office to another country.
Okay. So they're not fighting in the wars anymore, right?
Well, some of the developers stayed to fight, and a couple of them died because they just couldn't leave. But others left, and they had to leave a lot of things behind. And that's a game I'm gonna buy just because.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I'm getting.
I don't know.
I own all the other Stalkers, so I know that game has a long legacy on PC, and it's always been a good game.
Hey, Dad, do you think that because I like games that are shooters like that because it reminds me of different games like Metro and stuff. So do you think the other ones will possibly come on console?
You know what? If you want to know, I would love for Microsoft to purchase them. I think that I'm not just saying that. They're very good. They're the reasons why Metro even exists. What happened was the original creators broke off. It wasn't anything bad, but they kind of wanted to do some other stuff.
Yeah.
And they created Metro. Metro is a result of Stalker. Stalker was out first.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I have the entire collection of Stalker.
Yeah.
Okay. So my friend bought it, and he's obsessed with anything apocalyptic, like the Stalker, anything with Stalker. He bought me the entire collection. And so Metro didn't exist at the time that he got me that collection. I don't think at the time that it was one Stalker that still wasn't out yet at the time when that came out. But if you like Metro, you would definitely like the Stalkers, and they should be on console. They absolutely should be. But the only way I can see that happening is either if the team wanted it like that, but I'm not sure about all the rights because again, the people from Metro were all one team at that time. Or I personally would love to see Microsoft purchase that studio because they make great games of that style, and you don't really have anything of that flair in the Xbox library, with that feel from like that I don't know, that Eastern European kind of flair with that apocalyptic kind of fighter shooter thing. I don't know. I would like it to come to Xbox. Well, even if they didn't, I would love to have for them to have a long relationship, working relationship with that team.
And I'm sure Unlimited could dig that up, but I'm positive Microsoft are the ones that help them move out.
Okay.
So because they got big time help to get out of there, and like Smitty Smith said the same thing I was saying. Absolutely, I must purchase Stalker 2. And it's a just because thing. It's like the kids that come to my door wanting a donation for their football team. Well, all the time I'm going to donate to them. This is one thing I'm going to buy just straight up. Why are you getting it? Because.
Right.
It's that simple.
And Vaca is correct too that Metro is a book series, but that did not get released before Stalker. Stalker is an older series.
Yeah,
I have the series. You can tell visually it's an older game, and I would
still play it. I don't.
Metro is of the vein of Stalker, and Stalker is based on Chernobyl and all that. So,
really?
Right. So that's it's like an alternate universe. Like if things happen. I don't want to spoil too much, but if it's an alternate universe when Chernobyl happened and what was the aftermath of it and stuff, but I'll leave it at that so I don't spoil anything with it. But Stalker is a great series because that's the reason why they got multiple games in it.
You know what? One of my all-time favorites, and I'm glad that they made every last one of them back in Pat, and I played every last one of them over again and beat it again, was Fear. I would like to see Fear.
Oh my goodness, man. What a game. Fear was that first Fear that was just amazing.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Goodness, man. What a game.
That was such a good game. My gosh, that team was so good.
Yeah. Hey, are they still around, Zinc?
I don't know, dude. That's a Hebot question.
Wasn't that Monolith or something? I can't remember who that was.
I can't remember. Sierra.
I can't remember who the name of that was.
Hey, Tuckmaster, here's the thing though. Hey, Dia, are you gonna get Stalker on your 9090 or
I'll probably get it there because that's where all my other ones are. They're on Steam, so I got them all on there. Yeah. So I'll probably get it there.
Well, I could probably get Steam and play it through on my laptop.
Yeah, you can do that. I highly recommend going back to the Stalker series. It's a good series, and if you like Metro, it's of the same vein.
Yes,
it's not the story, but it's of the same feel. Like if you like that,
Yeah, I love Metro. It was a great game.
That's a good game. Yeah, that's a good game. Yeah.
And Tool Man said, did you all see that the Iron Lords had Peter Moore on today?
Oh, no.
Yeah, I was watching it, and I got all the way through I have notes taken. When I said this before, when somebody that intelligent comes on, I start writing things down. It's like re-education for me. So I'm taking notes. I saw that. I have a lot to say about it. I'm going to blow the head off of all of these journalists, and I can't. And the only reason I stopped listening to it because Sega Man popped up.
I didn't even know he was on there, so I'll have to look at it.
I have to go to the Lawrence podcast too and check it out, man. Peter Moore, that's great.
Peter Moore is man, he was coming with some smoke too, man. And it's it's things that I've studied that he just kept talking about. He kept running his mouth. And and things that I told people that Microsoft does. And one of the main things is, I wrote that thing down. I'll find it here in a bit. But one of the main things he said, here it is right here. Here it is right here.
What's up, NWO Prime?
And I told people this when they kept saying how Microsoft wasn't behind the Xbox division. Here's a quote. He said, well, Robbie Bach called Peter Moore and said, hey, man, I want you to come to quietly come to Redmond to have lunch with Steve Ballmer. And if you saw the Microsoft documentary, you know Steve Ballmer is that dude, okay? And so Peter Moore said, look, he said, Steve Ballmer said, Peter, look, we're going to go hard at Xbox. He said, we're committed to this. And you got to hear how emphatically he says this. And then Ballmer spoke of Bill. He said, Bill is definitely worried about Sony taking over the living rooms. Okay. Now this went on, and I tried to tell people, when Microsoft really wants something and they see a threat, they will never sell it. They will never give it, and they will go at it all day. And another thing, Microsoft don't give up on billion-dollar franchises, dude. They don't. No. It's a reason they gave them $1.5 billion to save the 360 when it had the red light of death.
They wouldn't have done all of that to right.
Correct. And Dia, no, you're right. They wouldn't have done all of that. And I'll let you go on this, because I could go on this for days. But the initial investment was $1.5 billion. Okay. It turned out that it was north of $10 billion to get rid of that.
Wow.
Yes, because what Aaron Greenberg said when he said you can trade that thing in, no excuses. They meant it. They were trading in Xbox 360 for years. Okay,
yeah, it was
years. They never stopped. They meant what they said. And when you do things, that would kill a company. When you lose money.
Would. Yes.
And he I don't know if you remember this, Dia, but in the Chicago area, Tylenol had to the makers of Tylenol stopped operation because
I remember that it was
when they was laced with something, and it was a couple people died from. They stopped making it to see where the problem came from. They never caught the guy, but now all medication is sealed.
It is. That was before. Yeah. Yeah.
He referenced that in correlation to how they handled the Xbox 360. See, that's big business. I studied Microsoft for 4 to 5 years. It took me to graduate college. That's what they do. They don't fool around when it's something important. And when you saw how Bill Gates was involved in the beginning of that in that documentary, and he put his name to that and introduced it 3 separate times, this is Bill Gates we're talking about. This is not just some dude or some janitor or some Phil Harrison like dude. This is the guy. This is Bill Gates. This is William Gates.
Yeah.
Okay. But Peter Moore he's going to elaborate on that. So. It's pretty good.
Brother. And Dea and Tuck, man, I just real quick, I want to give a big, huge shout out to one of the OGs that have been out here fighting this good fight with us for the longest time. Is my brother NWO Prime, the higher sanctimony, man. What's up, NWO Prime? We miss you out here in these streets.
Welcome.
It's good to see you, NWO Prime. We never forgot you. We never will, brother. Giving up respect to one of the OGs out here.
I remember that dude.
And without people like you paving the way, Xbox
bro.
fans wouldn't be where they are today. Thank you so much.
Yes. NWO Prime, thanks for coming and joining us, man. But you're right, Zink, man. A lot of these man, we'll see. I think things are going really good for us, and I really believe the reason why, not to beat a dead horse, but I think one of the reasons why that IGN brought out that bullshit story about PlayStation is because Game Pass is killing ass.
What story? I'm sorry.
Hebot came up with IGN is talking. They released an article just recently. Hebot found out that
actually, I'm gonna send it to Zink. Go ahead, Zink.
How Sony paved the way for gaming where we are today, and
Sony.
Hey, yeah.
No mention of Sega. No mention of Nintendo. No mention of Xbox. Sony.
Yes, a company that innovates nothing. And I told Hebot, and we were of course saying the exact same thing. And it's just that they're throwing up smoke signals to show people the importance of Sony because they have nothing, and Starfield is about to land on the top of their head. And just like you were talking so highly
You know
of
what I want to bring up? You know one thing I want to bring up? I was saying I want to bring this up too. Okay, you remember Sony came out and said they had over 41 million systems out there. Okay,
Yep,
check
40,
it out.
yep.
Check it out. Now, don't forget their financial report came out.
Yes.
They the first quarter they only sold 3.5 million copies of the system. This time last year they only had 2.5. So where the hell you get 41 million at?
Yeah.
Their math is funny.
Yeah, right.
Hey, Tuck, I would call you Flip Money because that's what Flip and I talk about all the time. They lie their ass off all the time. And then once they said they had the 40 million and everybody dogged out Microsoft, then a couple weeks later, they talking about how their stock dropped, how they got to change what they're doing. The PlayStation's on sale $50 cheaper because they trying to meet a goal, all of this stuff. See, reality eventually sets in on Sony, and the sun sets right on the top of their head.
That's right. That's right.
You know, I had to put my friend on blast the other doggone day
at the water cooler.
He's a big PlayStation fanatic. Okay, he's gonna come out and say the other doggone day that the VR sold over 4 million copies. I told him this. I said, well, let me ask you this: if they sold over 4 million VR headsets or whatever you want to call that crap, why is their financial report is down?
Yeah, dude.
Right.
And like we always say, you know, it's not sold through to consumers, even though somebody tried to say it was. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
So cut it out. And see, and this is why I always say I represent the chat, because I couldn't think of the parent company of Tylenol, and Snooki Jackson over here said it was Johnson & Johnson. I don't know why I couldn't get them out.
Yes.
I had friends that were pharmaceutical reps for Johnson, but and a couple of them for Pfizer and Merck. But you know, that was huge, man.
And then let me tell you this too, Sega man. I caught you in a lie too.
Sega.
Yeah.
What I do, man?
What I caught you on a lie on.
What's that, man?
We're going to talk about, well, the only reason why Sony is still alive because of the fact that they got Call of Duty. Man, you know what? Hey, what have me and you have always said? What have me and you have always said? I'm going to bring this right to you.
Tell him, Tom.
When they put it on the Game Pass, they don't make no difference if Sony got it or what.
Yep.
If you put it on the Game Pass, they're going to lose sales.
That's going to negate that. You're right.
I'm going to lose it. Hey, Tuckmaster, let me help you hate on Sega Man. Because when I heard when Sega Man was at the top of the show and my internet was acting a fool. So I had to unplug it, start it all over and everything. So Sega Man at the top of the show was saying that they need to, didn't you say they would need to put the games on Game Pass? The games on their first party games in their service.
Yes, Plus, I think it's called or something like that.
They can't. They can't do it because when the games, it's bad enough that God of War only sells and make money one time, and that's it. Yeah. If they put that game in a service, it may not sell at all, and it's still not making money after the sale. Like Starfield is going into Game Pass. We still buying the game.
That's true.
You know
just
what I mean?
Like with Forza Horizon.
Just like before.
When last year when it came out?
Yeah, we still bought the game. And here's another thing. And here's the end result. When you need to have games with reoccurring profits. They don't have any. And that also replenishes the profits of Game Pass. It does. And they could start with their own games. That's what Netflix didn't do. Sony just have a long way to go. First, they have to bring back a good shooter. I like Killzone, but they abandoned Killzone. Resistance wasn't good at all. So you have to find a game. And it was going to be Factions, dead Sega Man and Tuck. But Factions is dead. So isn't it? And it took Bungie to say, hey, bro, this game terrible. I don't know. Go ahead.
Let me add something to this. This gets to me when people say this, okay? I'm sorry. I just gotta say this, okay?
No, you don't want to apologize. Get them.
It's not enough for Sony to just bring out a SOCOM or a Killzone. They have to be on par with Microsoft. Microsoft is headed to number one. Okay. If you didn't watch anything else through that whole court thing, they're not playing anymore. Nope. They have a hit list. They got Matt Booty doing some sniping in the background and stuff. And he got his eyes on Sony. I'm telling you now, if I was on the other end of that, I'd be terrified of Microsoft right now because they have the money to accomplish what they want to accomplish. And now they have this vision and they're unstoppable. It's a train that's blasting through everything. So what do you do with that? They're willing to put all the time that they have into a game to perfect it. Okay. And they have the money to do so. Mm-hmm. They're buying studio after studio, and they're not just getting any studios. They're getting the cream of the crop. They're getting people with years of experience that you can't replace. Okay. This is who they're getting behind them. I don't care if they pick up a Sega, Bethesda. Who does games like Bethesda? Nobody. Right. Okay. Call of Duty and all that stuff. Who ranks it? Who has a studio that acts like a machine like Call of Duty? Nobody. They're the top of that list. Mm-hmm. So what do you do against that monster that's facing you, a little tiny ant looking up at this giant monster coming at you, because there's nothing you can do to stop that? Nope. They're going to have to be on par with Halo. And despite all that Halo hate, that game is fantastic in what that game does. It comes out with multiple modes at the top of its game. Like, who does these modes as good as they do? They have all these different dozens. You got what? King of the Hill. You got, and they're going to have a battle royale. We know they're working on that.
Hey, you said King of the Hill. They're going to put King of the Hill in Sega Man and my favorite mode, which is like a horde mode.
Right. Infection. That can, look at all these different modes. Like, what game comes out with all these different modes? Look at what Halo's doing. That Killzone or whatever is going to have to be able to do at the minimum what Halo is doing, and do it well, if not better.
Let me jump on
I put an article in the Instagram in the XR Podcast Instagram, and Ubisoft is talking about it too. Talking about they looking at that $69 billion that Microsoft spent.
Activision got,
they talking about that they talk about getting the mobile game market and all that stuff too.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're capable because they have the pedigree. They have great game makers. And back to what Dia is talking about. And Dia, not only everything you said, that Killzone or SOCOM would have to match Halo. They have to match Gears. They have to.
And COD. Because all these games offer something that keeps people coming back, right?
Hey, Dia, forget COD for now. Dia, how about this? They have to match Sea of Thieves.
Yeah,
they have to match a Forza. They have
got a whole lot of games to match up.
And here's the sneaky one. Here's the sneaky one, Tuck and Dia. They have to match Flight Simulator. Hey, Dia, your number one fan, Ramo, spent. He said, "No, dude, you wrong about me spending $500 on Flight Simulator." Mm-hmm. He said it's way more than that.
Flight Sim have people with money that play that game because they are willing to put a lot of money into Flight Sim. Makes a lot of money. People shouldn't sleep on that one. That thing is a sleeper success hit because these people have good money and they put it into that flight stuff. I have seen people with incredible setups for Flight Sim, and the money they drop on that is unbelievable. It attracts some of the highest payers into that game.
Yeah, and when Ramo and his wife would say, she said to him one time, she looked at him and Puerto Rican family. It's like she looked at him and she's like, "And you like this game?" Because because it took him 13 hours to fly somewhere, and he just wanted to go fly in this storm.
Oh wow!
I mean, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely incredible. So they have a long way to go, and like you were alluding to, Dia, it's not just one game they need. They need several games.
Yes. They need to be feeding their service. See, this is the thing too. PS Plus is never like they say with day and date. Day and date is not enough. It's not enough. They have to do what Microsoft is doing. They have to have a catalog of various games in different genres that are good, because Microsoft is not just picking up anything; they're getting some of the best.
This is why I miss Dia. This is why I miss Dia, and why I can't wait for Wednesday.
Wednesday,
so the whole crew is here. Because Dia, what you just made me bring out now, you can't forget, Sony don't have a Minecraft.
They don't. And Minecraft is the #1 game in the world, right?
On the planet. And also, Dia, here's the sleeper one, another one that's actually massive. Sony don't have Roblox. Roblox is only on the Xbox.
Right. So that you might as well say that's exclusive to Xbox, right?
Well,
so
it's so. And the thing about it is, if you just want to just think about it, Sony would have had it. They would have had Minecraft on the PS5, but they don't want it on there. So
well, it is on there, ain't it? Minecraft is in there.
Not on PS5, it's on PS4, not the PS5.
No, it's on PS5, I believe, but it doesn't have the enhancements. Oh, you might be right, Tuck. I don't know.
I don't know. That. Yeah,
He-Bot might know.
Yeah, He-Bot will know. He-Bot and Unlimited would know that one. And Rain G4, he's back at it again. I can't even Deploy 619. He is another one. He ain't shit either. He come with some fire. That dude don't play. Hey, so Rain G4 is back at it again. He said, where did it go? Only mode Sony knows is purchase mode. That is hilarious. And that brings me back when King said Sony games come with a card reader. So you can King said that, dude. That hurt so bad when that was so funny, dude.
He could be so
my goodness, man. That was so
funny. No, it's not on the PS5 because you remember doing that court case. Microsoft, they brought that up, and the thing about it is they don't want to give Microsoft the devs for them to put Minecraft.
Remember they went downstairs first.
What you mean?
That's He-Bot coming in here pulling the Tuck Master.
So
it was never.
I see He-Bot's legs. Okay, show him off, He-Bot.
as of right now, it's not on the PS5.
Okay, all right, Tuck. I didn't know that, but I thought it was something wrong with that because they wanted 4K or something.
They call themselves.
They didn't give them the developer kit.
Remember? You got the thing.
Yep. But like I said, people are mistaken when they think PlayStation can just drop their games on PS Plus and all is well. They are absolutely wrong. I would be nervous if I was Sony of all the work that they have to do, and acquiring is one of them because everybody is doing it, and they can't just get these little rinky-dink studios. No offense to the studios, but they are not coming with the heavy hitters that can give them an instant audience that can push and elevate their service up. That's what Microsoft is doing. So they got a long ways to go. And I just don't know why no one is saying that. No one says that. They just be like, all they got to do is drop a, God of War in the PS Plus. No. And I'm going to tell you one other thing, and I'll shut up because I know I'm going off, okay?
You go off, man.
Oh, you go.
Starfield, single-player game. Take a Sony, single-player game. This is the difference. Microsoft is smart. Their single player game is going to lock you in for years. It's on a different level. It's not on the level of a Spider-Man or a God of War. It will keep you in there for years
what's going on?
The nature of how that game is built, how it's made, and the way it might as well be multiplayer because it has the same elements of it, but it's a single player game. It locks you into its ecosystem without letting you out. That's what it does.
Hey,
just
guys.
like Skyrim has not let people out. It's the same way. This is why.
Miss D, I caught you in a lie.
What I do?
Just tell the truth. I mean, what you just said about the little Ricky Dicky Studios.
Yeah, that's Sony.
Talk about little Ricky Dicky Studios. Just don't sit there and say, "Oh, I don't want to say nothing about the little Ricky Dicky Studios." No, bring it.
And name the names like Fire Sprite.
Like
that's one of them. You know,
That's
studios
not-
that never made a game.
Yes,
these
that's what I was
fuckers
going to say. That's what I was going to
man,
say.
cut that nonsense out.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
check
So,
it out, man.
That my point to that is that
Good.
they can't just do that. People who saying that are disingenuous. They have to
They
come
are.
on the same level, if not better, than what Xbox is doing in order
Oh
to
yeah, what's going on?
in
I mean,
order
yeah,
to compete.
yeah, but
So
we're
if anybody
we got
disagrees
Destiny.
with that, I
What's
challenge
going
them
on?
to show me
What did I
how
miss?
Sony can do it just by doing day and date. Tell me
What-
how.
You know,
Give
and
me a
this-
business plan where that makes sense.
Hey, Hebot. What happened?
This would make it so strange.
What
Gonna come
happened?
like, oh, we got Destiny. I said, Bungie.
Everybody got
Chuck
that.
don't hit. Chuck don't hit
Everybody
nobody.
has that.
I
That's
said,
not
let me ask you
benefiting
this.
them.
Nobody even talking about that last Bungie game.
Yeah. But we know Bungie is legit, but every game they make is coming to everywhere. But
Yeah.
see what Dia did, Hebot, is opened up a can of worms that I've been wanting to talk about. Yeah, man, she said it. She said it. And she's basically saying, you know, everybody thinks that all Sony have to do is drop their games day and date in their game service and everything is all good. When
Okay.
that's
Oh,
not
they'll be
how
on
it
the
works.
same level as Game Pass. Right.
Yeah, and it don't work like that. Because
Yeah,
they games make money only at point of sale. They don't, and like Dia is talking about, they'll lock you into an Xbox game. And like other
Starfield,
games,
single player, but it keeps you in the
it's going to keep you in the game.
for years.
Yeah. Because the thing is, I'm glad you actually mentioned that too, or brought it up because
I've been wanting to talk about that.
Yeah, the difference is when Microsoft makes a game, is like I've always discussed and argued with a lot of people. It's like the difference is it keeps you engaged because it has a multiplayer component.
Yes.
A lot of times it has a co-op campaign,
Yes.
or it continues to thrive because they keep adding either DLC maps or even DLC campaign. To move it forward, like they did with iBusters, with Gear, stuff like that.
Right.
They always add and make so many features and accessibility that all kinds of players that like to do different things in the genre, whether it's be online, whether it's be local, whether it's be on your own, can actually, take time to invest in the game, right? With Sony games, you have to be a particular type of fan or base, or video games base lover. You know what I mean?
Hebot, let's finish your Microsoft segment. Not only do they have the multiplayer and the different things, there's also a cost associated with it. So it's replenishing the coffers every single time. Just like people love to hate on Halo, just by me mentioning Halo the last minute, they've already made more money. The game makes money every
Right.
Yeah.
Not just one time.
Look at Zink, not to cut you off, brother, but look at games that Microsoft has done, right? That are very close, or if not close, similar to the pattern or palette, if you will, of Sony games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Things like Quantum Break, right? Things like Recore, games like The Gunk, just recent, or even Hi-Fi Rush. They do well, but they kind of plateau. Look at Hi-Fi Rush. It has 3 million players. Very well and very good for being such a small game, but it's kind of plateaued in the sense that it should have more people playing it because it's such a good game, right?
Right.
But what people don't understand is that a lot of people that play games on, in general today, in today's world, they like to play games competitively with friends, to talk junk, to talk garbage, just to be stupid, silly, whatever. Games that do that type of engagement and bring that type of engagement are games like, Fortnite games, unfortunately, because I don't like Fortnite, but they do. Minecraft.
It's great.
Minecraft, fucking Roblox, another exclusive on Xbox that nobody talks about that makes tons of money for them. Roblox.
And see, you missed all of that. We were talking about that, and one of the
did you?
spots, but that's
well, my apologies. My phone had died a little bit. I had to put give some gas in it.
That's okay.
Tank was
No
empty.
problem. No
So
problem.
I had to step away. But anyway,
We
you know,
wanted
the point to the point of you saying of the Zinc and Daya, that's a great point because that's just doesn't, because the success of Game Pass is not just coming from having games day and day from Xbox.
Thank you.
That's not where it's coming. It's coming from the whole idea of having first party, third party, independent publishers and studios all having a platform to present their games at a cheap cost where it makes it enticing, engaging, and it makes it very to get people's interest, right? To want to invest, to buy it, try it out, and perhaps continue to be customers for the long going haul.
Exactly.
And that's basically how it works. So Sony's not gonna have that kind of success just by putting their games in there. They might have a nice jump, yeah, but it's not gonna be to the level of Xbox.
It'll go flat.
Huh?
They'll put it out and it'll go flat by the
Well,
end.
yeah, exactly, because it has to have maintenance and gotta have multiplayer components. I mean, look, if the indication that they still haven't made the multiplayer, I forget what it's called. I forget.
Factions, yeah.
We hit that
Factions for fucking for Last of Us 3. It's still in hiatus. And it's been how long? 3-4 years almost?
Hey, but Hebot, you love to read articles. Why haven't you told us about the article where Jason Schreier says that they're in development hell?
That's because I'm a dick puller and I gave it to him so hard yesterday. He can't walk it. He hasn't been writing that.
Goodness gracious.
I'm sorry.
Oh my God. Woo!
No. I know what you're talking about. It's true. It's true. It's my bad. That was my irresponsibility. That was irresponsible of me. Sorry.
No,
no.
Hey, let me.
But
let
that's
me
a good. But go ahead.
Let me tell you this one too, and let you go on. And it's also games that keep providing that reoccurring profit, like we just talked about. Flight Simulator. Dia's
another one. Flight Simulator. Yes.
Dia's number one fan, Ramo. He when I said before he spent like $500 on content, he said, "Man, you way wrong." He said, "I spent way more money than that."
Right.
Flight Sim got people with money.
Well, even Forza
into it.
Yeah, even Forza.
They'll have the wheel and all that stuff, but it appeals to, if it's Horizon, it appeals to more casuals. But I think Forza Motorsport is for the hardcore, and they get everything.
Yeah, even Forza is guilty of doing that. But again,
but the reason I said Flight Simulator, because we all know Forza, but not that many people know that Flight Simulator.
Yeah, well, right now it's also Grounded. You could add in that mix.
But
Grounded is also doing very well, and you could also add Sea of Thieves, the game that was Kraken was liking. Remember?
Yeah, correct. And the reason, but I think Grounded can you buy things in Grounded?
I think so, like skins and stuff. I think
been doing auto updates, so it keeps you coming back, and it's got high replayability because
because they keep adding new stuff. But like Grounded is like I said, it's not just making multiplayer stuff; it's making stuff that brings engagement, like DLC maps or added story maps, like like the way they did with Sea of Thieves, that they added a whole Monkey Island campaign from the old game Monkey Island. You understand?
Yeah, but the thing is with Sea of Thieves, and like I keep telling everybody, it's so many things you could buy in that game that people make purchases. And making these purchases, you just continually feeding a beast.
That's true.
You are
the best ships and stuff, and
you feeding a monster.
Yeah.
Just think, man, they made more than $500 off of one guy on Flight Simulator, a game that goes over everybody's head. You know, it's not in your common thoughts, but it just continuously makes money. He said
they're getting a whole revamp next year. It's almost like a director's cut.
Yeah,
and it's gonna have like the Dune stuff, the farmer stuff.
Yeah, it's
a bunch of shit. You could ride on helicopters, rescue people from certain dilemmas. I guess people that are in trouble, like in real life situations.
That's what I'm talking. And you know, he said to me one time, this was last week. Ramos said, dude, I came home, saw was an update. They updated some airport. He said, I don't even know where this airport was, but I bought it anyway.
Wow. Yeah, the people in Flight Sim got money, man. That game is like it's like a money cow. I just Microsoft just like squeezes when they need money, they go there and get the money from them.
Yeah, it's just that game. When you look, I remember I remember playing for a little bit because I'm not a big fan of it, but it's a nice game, right?
It's a good game.
And there was one day where I was playing for a while because I was able to put like salsa and reggaeton, right? Music through Spotify while playing the game over, flying over Puerto Rico in different sections that I knew and the different airports, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just doing that it's just a nostalgic feeling. Like it's pretty awesome. Like
it
just
is
to remember the segments when you were little with your, my mother, where we visited, where we went to Mayagüez Airport in Mayagüez. It's just a very, I don't know how to say it. It's a feeling of nostalgia, but it's almost a feeling where it could connect with people since it's based off real life in a more intimate way as well, if that makes any sense.
Listen, Hebot, Ramo is also Puerto Rican, and his wife is actually from Puerto Rico. And
right. Okay.
And they met in kindergarten. And
shout out to Ramo.
And then he would fly to Puerto Rico just and just fly around.
Yeah.
Shit,
I was flying in the plane, in little ass planes, listening to Big Pun while I was flying over Mayagüez in Puerto Rico. It was awesome. Like I had a lot of fun doing it. You know what I mean? And then nighttime, so you can see how the lighting looks. It's very, like I said, it's not a game for everybody, but when you play it from time to time, it gives you a very nice feeling. It's just and it looks beautiful. You know what I mean?
Gorgeous. Whenever they say the S can't do something,
go
to Flight Sim, please.
Yes.
See that thing running. See Flight Sim running on the Series S, and then you'll never listen to a narrative like that again.
Correct.
Yeah, because it runs really well on the S as well, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that whole S narrative, since you brought it up, is really stupid because, first of all, the S has RDNA 2.
Correct.
PS5 doesn't have RDNA 2.
Nope.
Yeah.
S can actually do real Dolby Vision HDR and Dolby Atmos surround. The S actually has things like smart delivery, boost mode, what you call it, that well, you can get the free 4K updates that they did. I forget it. That's not smart delivery, or it is smart delivery?
No, that's not smart delivery.
It's called something else, right? I forget what it's called. Either way, and it has features and functionality from DirectX 12 Ultimate that it also can run.
Yeah.
So, could it run it at the same high density or quality as a Series X? Probably not.
Right.
It could definitely run some games, and I'm pretty sure that if they utilize those features of those engines, right, for a game, like let's say DirectX Ultimate is involved, it'll be able to run well on an S and not on a PS5. I'm betting to put money on it. You see what I'm saying?
100%. And the thing is, the Series S was not made to compete with the Series.
No,
it was not. And just
the whole reason for the S was so people that want to get an Xbox to play Xbox games and don't feel like they want to invest heavy because they may not be necessarily big Xbox fans, they can do it. That's basically that's
entry level. And usually once they get in the ecosystem, because it's so good, in my opinion, they have a friend stay there or they upgrade. That's what I usually find.
Check it out, Dea. I have a friend named Jorge, right? Mm-hmm. He's a super pony, meaning he loves PlayStation, right? Mm-hmm. And he plays on Xbox. He does, and he just won't admit that he loves Xbox too because he gets so much shit for free. He gets way more than he does on PlayStation, but he won't admit it. But he's a pony head, right? Mm-hmm. So he was talking to this one chick, right? This friend of his, this girl, and she wanted to upgrade because she was still on Xbox One. Okay. And so he was telling her and convincing her, oh, yeah, you could do this, you could do that, you should just upgrade, blah, blah, blah. She went out and got herself an Xbox Series S, not an X. And she said, I don't care about graphical fidelity being higher. I just care about the games being good. If the games are good, I just want to play the games. Okay. And a lot of people, believe it or not, think this way. You understand? And that's why the whole idea of the S, I think, was in the back of the head of, Xbox and Microsoft and Phil and why they should do it. And it's worked in their favor because they've done a lot of sales. Now,
if I couldn't afford an X, I have an S in a heartbeat.
I
whole be here still.
Right. Saying. Well, the whole thing of like Leering Studios that did Baldur's Gate, the whole thing with them is they can't release the Xbox version unless both versions are done, right?
Right.
So
parity.
clearly, exactly. Yes, it takes more time to develop for an S because you got to do certain things in order to accommodate what it offers. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't mean that it makes it inconvenient. It means just that the developers have to do more work.
Right.
And that's where I think the translation gets lost when they say, "Oh, developers are complaining because it's not capable."
And Hebot, you know what? I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna read. And I'm gonna get out of here because I'm glad Unlimited is jumping on because I got to get out of here. Mm-hmm. Jason Ronald said the Xbox consoles are scalable. Okay, so I don't know what everybody is talking about, but we're gonna find out when a couple more games drop, and we're gonna see. Go ahead.
Well, we're gonna know when Starfield drops, because when Starfield drops, you're gonna know how well or how well
that's gonna definitely
it'll run on the edge.
The only reason, yes, go ahead.
Zink, man. You gotta stop avoiding my ass, man. You keep coming and going whenever I show up lately. So this Wednesday, I ain't letting your ass go nowhere on the Unlimited. You're gonna be on lockdown, so you better be here before we start. Matter of fact, Randy, I'm starting the show until you show up.
All right.
Hey.
Wednesday at 7 o'clock. You guys be there Eastern time.
Dude, you know. I hate Unlimited. Just punch me in my mouth like that. Yeah. So it's only two things. It's only two things that can make me get off one of these shows: my mother and my daughter. I don't even make my son wait, but my mother just called twice, so I'm gonna see what she wants. But this is for Dia. This is for Dia though. Dia was talking about this earlier. Hey man, I gotta go. This is my mother again.
Hey Zink,
you better go. Your mother.
Yeah.
Hey, before I let my brother Unlimited introduce himself, guys, I got something I got to show you guys. Today's podcast is brought to you by we got by Sasquatch Spartan Scrub. Now this is for the games out here.
Nice.
Pony Bots. If you want to get your game on, man, like your boy Sega, man, you have to go out and get Sasquatch soap. You know,
Sasquatch soap.
The Spartan scrub here.
Which by the way, they actually have Master Chief soap also.
Right. This is it right here. And you will be so fresh and so clean. So
fresh and so clean. Ain't nobody.
That's right. And also remember, because you Pony Bots never ever use deodorant, man. You got all that BO. You know, the girls don't like that. So
to be fair, Sega, man.
Shield. You need to get this.
Damn.
You will be super fresh and so clean.
So fresh and so clean. Sega Man don't have sponsors, but he makes his own. He don't care.
Sega Man, you got to drop that soda at the stables. That's where they be at now.
Yeah.
That's why they smell so bad. They be in the stables all damn day. Eating that hay, and drinking that copium. I mean, you saw. There's that one dude who he talked shit about Xbox, and he upset Microsoft didn't give him a code for Starfield. They're like, you dummy. Yeah.
Oh, who said that? Was it Reforge or?
Yeah.
Yes, I saw that. He was shocked. He was quite literally shocked that Xbox didn't give him a code.
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that every single day he wakes up, he talks down on Xbox.
Yes.
He talks down on Phil Spencer. Like what do you think? What do you think? Phil Spencer be seeing this stuff and like, hey, make him priority? No, they probably blacklist his dumb ass.
Yeah, they probably did. He said he didn't even get a reason why. So they just automatically blocked him.
Watch your own fucking videos. That's the reason. I mean, just because the titles of my videos be Starfield is going to flop, Xbox sucks, nobody likes the Xbox Series X, Phil Spencer needs to be fired. Why don't Xbox give me a code?
God, no, right?
I never seen anything like this.
I was surprised he was that delusional, but he seemed almost hurt that the other guy that he was talking to got the cold. I guess that maybe that guy's a pony or something. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe he is. I don't know. I'm not gonna label him, but Reforge was just shocked because the guy has a roughly around the same number of subs as he do, and he didn't get a cold. So
I called out Reforge. He said he'll debate anybody. I tagged him and told him, "Let's go. I'm ready. Make it happen."
Oh, really?
He said, "I'm not scared to debate anybody. I'm still waiting for a reply." He didn't even look at my shit. I guarantee you.
Oh,
He's not stupid. He just talking with the people that are like him that talk and act like they know what's up, Bubble, but don't really know. He's not stupid.
I don't know. He's
not stupid. And Unlimited, you ain't shit either. Come in here and start all that ruckus. Get out of here with that shit.
Yeah, I was surprised the show was still going on. But what's up, Sega Man?
What's going on, brother?
We're doing the Sega Forever Marathon. You know that.
It's in honor of him.
Yeah, man. Man. My brother out there in Hawaii. So donate if you have to. Because
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Listen, you have to if you're gonna come back and do a podcast after a while, you have to do it right.
Yeah,
you have to go at least 5 hours deep, at least.
Oh, shit.
So what's up, brother? What you been up to, Unlimited? What's going on, man?
Oh man, I've been good, Sega man. I've been enjoying the hell at this game, Atlas Fallen, and I think it's absolutely excellent.
Oh, nice.
We're only 2 weeks away from Starfield.
Starfield, man. I've been getting ready.
The hype was unreal with Starfield, man.
Atlas Fallen is pretty dope.
I don't think I've seen a game this hyped in so many years. It's been a long time. Like this level of hype is pretty high.
Yeah.
And Toolman said Hawaii tour starts in Philly. Nah, man, in Philly, that's where you go missing. That's why we can't fight E-Rock anymore. I'm putting out missing posters out there in Philly.
That dude is. He's like
E-Rock is living the life after retirement. He just don't care.
He's just like
action, man.
He's
done kidding. His dues,
Yeah, he ain't nowhere to be found.
Well, we got a lot going on, man. We got a lot going on. I was telling Hebot earlier, Unlimited, in the chat, Dea, First Lady chat, and everybody in Zinc, when he put up that little skit of him going into that Best Buy, and you see all the.
Oh, that was excellent.
I've been doing that shit for like 2-3 months now.
You see all that, but he's right. You know how he's right too, Unlimited, because my Best Buy has a lot of PlayStation 5s. My Exchange has a lot of PlayStation 5s. There is Xboxes there, but there's more PlayStation 5s there and PS4s than any other console in that building. Yeah. So there's nobody rushing out to buy these PlayStation 5s, man, because you can get them, and they're not sold out. They're there for the buy. When you seen Hebot's video, there was no Xboxes there. They were sold out.
Mm-hmm.
So and then the dude gets butthurt about it. What you getting butthurt about it for? She's showing you proof. You see it right there.
Right.
And the dude I guess Hebot said he got all, he got all butthurt about it. You know what I mean?
Yo, did y'all see did y'all see Peter Moore?
I didn't see
I heard about it. I haven't seen it yet. Me and Zink was surprised by that because neither one of us saw it.
Yeah, he was on he had a really interesting quote on a podcast he did with the Iron Lords podcast, and he was talking about how Xbox had to pay millions to publishers and developers to get games on Xbox because they were all in Sony's pockets. It was a really
wow.
I gotta watch it. I need to watch it.
We're going to do a breakdown on that.
How long ago did I say this?
Oh yeah. Well, listen, the way that this gaming stuff works, Hebot, it's just confirmation from stuff he said years ago.
Yeah. I seen that bulletin they put up with that snippet, and he said exactly what I said because I followed the man for so many years. Yeah. He started over there at Reeboks first, doing the same thing. Mark, being the CEO, marketing of the division. Then he moved on, and then until he landed on Xbox. When he was first doing some other stuff with Sega, right? He made Sega successful. He made 366. Everything he touches, he's made successful. Even EA, because when he was at EA, they were doing much better than they're doing now.
Right.
Right. So he's just a success story all around. And he went and did coached a soccer team, got success, became a world champ with that team. You know what I mean?
Wow.
The man is really successful. He brought Reebok back when Nike was dominating everything. He made him successful. The man just knows how to market the product he works for.
Yeah.
That's how he is. He's just a genius. He knows what he's doing. But he can't stand Sony. If there's anybody that knows all the Sony dirt, is him, and he's not afraid to say it.
Yeah.
He'll do it around Phil, but not when you talk to him one-on-one. He don't give a fuck.
Right.
He's already said that shit multiple times, and he said it. Millions of dollars Microsoft had to shell out just to be able to compete with Sony because they had everybody in their pockets. Fear-mongering, everybody.
Well, it was just like you said, like the other day Ultimate, when I asked you about Final Fantasy 14, you said they got a new CEO in charge now.
Yep,
Yeah.
they do.
There you do. Yeah.
So they got that new CEO in charge. He gonna change things up in that company.
Look,
Yeah.
I'm
That-
gonna say. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to say that in response to Tuck, Daya, that new CEO saw the numbers and said, "What are we doing? Why are we doing business with Sony only?"
Yes.
And,
Uh-huh.
and then he saw, you know what it is? You know what happened? You know what happened? He got the new CEO started. He was like, I got a missed call. He looked at the phone. He's like, who's Hitman Matt? And then the guy in Japanese, the guy said in Japanese, that is all Phil Spencer.
It's a Phil Spencer Microsoft friend.
Yeah. And so he called him up. He was like, what's up? And Matt didn't even say nothing. You just heard that money generator. That
In the background. No. You know what he heard? You know how the drug cartels be having the money machine counters?
Yeah.
That's all he heard in the background.
That's all you heard. That's how it was. The money machine
It's like,
counter.
oh, these are the money people. Okay.
Yeah. And then he's like, all right, we doing business. Phil,
They-
they're like, hey Phil, we're gonna fly you to Japan. Phil's like, I'm already here. Oh shit. And that's what he was on stage that day.
I just wanted to say that for the sake of Square, I have loved their older games. I've loved their games for years up until when they started to change, and I meant everything I said when I said that Square Enix was not going to make it out of this gen, and if they would have kept on going the way they were, they would not have. They would have died, and I don't like to see developers and publishers disappear like that. I'm not a fan of that if they can be saved, right?
No developer in this day and age will survive there being turncoat only to one company.
That's why
It's not gonna happen. It's not.
I'm elated that
you
they
can't.
got this new CEO, because it means that not only can they become a better company, but they can survive by doing what is necessary for their company and not for Sega.
Right.
I mean,
Absolutely.
sorry, Sony, not for Sony.
Yeah, but Sega too, because the guy from Sega said it, that Microsoft is the only company that has shown value and interest in the right way for their IPs. You understand? And their legacy. So that tells you right there their relationship is a happy one.
Right.
Yeah, and I mean, the one thing that you got to give Phil credit on, he does an excellent job building relationships. Just absolutely excellent job building relationships, and as a result, that's why Game Pass just gets better and better. Because Phil's just building relationships. A lot of them are.
That's where he came from. Unlimited. Remember that. He came from the games department, so he always had to talk with developers to make deals for games. It's because he knows how to talk and what to offer, and give the ideologies of what they're trying to do the right way and not the wrong way. That's why.
You guys, I have to head out, so I'll keep listening. Thank you for having me today.
Okay, Dan, thanks for coming.
I'll see you all Wednesday, right?
Yes, Wednesday. We're
Okay.
doing Limited Truth on Wednesday.
Okay, awesome. And don't forget, Unlimited. I put that. I know you saw it. You read it.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Great topic for
I'm
Wednesday.
definitely going to add that to the content of what we're going to be doing Wednesday.
Nice.
Okay, awesome. That's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Okay.
Thanks, Daya, for coming.
Yeah,
Thank you for having me. You guys take care.
Bye, Dale.
See you, Daya.
Hey, Eliminate.
Hey, what's up?
You see that video that I gave you today?
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna check it out later. I was super busy earlier. The only reason why I'm here right now is because I saw y'all still live, and I was like, "How the hell are they still going live?" And so I figure, you know what, let me jump in before second man shuts down the show.
We get ready to shut it down. Is there anything that anybody else want to talk about? Any of my brothers want to talk about real quick?
Man, it sucks you can't join us Wednesday, man, because I was playing a great show. Was that Hebot?
No, you brought a topic up. We was talking about reforge. That motherfucker smoking crack over there.
Yeah. Listen. Oh, and by the way, let me say this to the Xbox community: y'all don't have to respond to every single dumb thing they say.
Oh hell no.
Because Sega Man, I kid you not, one Sony dude was complaining about the home screen on Starfield.
He got 5.7 million hits on that shit.
Yeah.
What? Unbelievable on that topic. Yeah,
over something that's stupid as a home screen. And I said it. I don't know if he about to talk, but I'm like, Xbox guys, stop responding to every dumb thing these guys say.
I liked it. I retweeted it.
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta ignore the stupid shit. You know.
Oh, it's true. It's true because he got roasted quick because people started showing menus for all these type of games like Skyrim, fucking Last of Us. That was completely simple too. Listen,
the only sorry to cut you off here, but the only negative about him getting roasted, but is that he had like that 5-point-something million impressions, and he got that blue check mark. So all he's trying to do is work people up so he could get that Elon money.
Oh yeah, especially now that Twitter's paying you.
Yeah.
Shit, I gotta get a check mark.
I know, man. Did you see the checks? The Twitter
checks? Some of those checks were like $300. I was like,
Yeah, so that's all he's doing, man, and that's what I'm telling the Xbox community. Go ahead and ignore some of these guys. You do not need to respond to every dumb thing that, like when it gets that stupid as a home screen. I mean, come on, even he knows that's stupid, right?
Listen, that just shows desperation. That's what that shows.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And also because, like you said, to gain traffic. Listen, if motherfuckers can gain hits like for negative shit and stupid shit, might as well get checks and pay for positive and real fucking news.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah. You might as well, but unfortunately, a lot of them are just engaged. I call them engagement whores, you know, and that they just it's like the YouTube guys who sell their soul to the algorithm, so they make all these terrible clickbait videos. Like I hate that YouTube channel, Young Ye, that Asian dude. That young gay, because all this is something negative.
He's gotten so popular that made him do voiceovers in an anime, I think.
Yeah,
because he got so popular. I'm like,
I have no clue how it's popular because all his videos is negative. But he worked. But all he does is be an engagement whore. Put out a negative clickbait video. People watch it. They get angry, and they end up hate watching stuff, right? And that's what they're doing on Twitter now. That Elon's paying them. And so I'm telling the Xbox community now, it's okay to back off. It's okay to let them say this stuff. Just ignore it. Don't give them the time of day. You know, don't give them. Sometimes it's okay to not give them the time of day because they already lost anyway.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. They're not. They're going to be watching. They're going to be watching us play Starfield on YouTube.
Yeah.
All right. That's the only way they'll experience. They'll experience Starfield on 4K is when they watch it on YouTube. And me and Hebot, we do 4K gameplay videos. So.
Yep,
so,
all
yeah,
the time.
man. So
they don't have stuff like 4K videos on their channel.
Yeah, they don't even do gameplay on their damn channel. But yeah, I'm not trying to drag the show on. Segment. I see that it's been going on for nearly 3 hours, so I'm sure the show was fantastic, and I'm gonna catch it. I'm gonna catch the replay later. You know, but I just want to throw that in. So I'm gonna give my shout out, man, because I know it's almost 7 p.m.
Unlimited on Wednesday. Do me a favor. When you have the podcast, still send me a link because I'll try to join at work. So send me the link.
Yeah. I'm gonna definitely do that, man. But yeah, it's your boy Unlimited Production. I'm doing the Unlimited Truth this Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central. It's gonna be a great show because I'm getting everybody back together. And yes, guys, you're hearing me now. I flew all the way to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, hunting the E-Rock to get his ass on the show too.
Nice. Thank you, Unlimited. I really appreciate it, man. Tuck Master, what's up, my brother, man? Hey, man, it was a great show, brother.
You already know how I feel about the damn PlayStation and all that shit. I don't have to even talk about that shit no damn more. But this your boy DJ Tuck Master. I'm glad that I've been a part of my boys. And no, second man, I'm not mad at you, man. I just been real busy, man. I've been working overtime, man. So I've been, I've been working by myself most of the doggone time because most of the boys are on vacation, so I have to hold down the ship at midnight till
I understand, bro. I'm understand. I just messing with you. I know.
So when I get tired, when I get home, I am tired.
I got you, bro.
So,
I got you.
Man. But no, man. I mean, dude, all I gotta say is this, y'all. People, Sony Ponies, if you want to enjoy the place, if you want to enjoy the Starfield Finanza that we about to enjoy, just watch it. I don't want you to buy it. I don't want you to buy the system. I don't even want you to even buy the Game Pass. I want you to go ahead and get on there and just, watch us play it and just die. Like I said, take it to the Goo Factory, and that's it. So this your boy Tuck Max signing off, and I'll talk to y'all later.
All right, brother Tuck. Thank you, man. Thank you for coming, brother. I really appreciate it, man. I really appreciate it.
Because I'm going to jump in this bed right now because I got to get up at 11 o'clock tonight and go to work tonight at midnight. So
you worked at the graveyard shift.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. You're putting in that work, brother.
Okay, so I'll talk to you later. And I'll see you on Wednesday.
All right, brother. All right.
Okay.
The most powerful gamer. The most powerful gamer, Hebot, man. Thank you for coming again, brother, on our podcast, all of our podcasts, the Xbox of Outlaw podcast and the Unlimited Truth that speaks the true fire, man. We do the podcast with my brother Unlimited. We got next with my brother Hebot, with your gracious host Hebot. When we got next, we'll probably go on a podcast soon. You know what I mean? We'll all be chopping up game over there. Hebot, brother, go ahead, man, and give your shots out, man. And thanks for coming, man.
No, it's my pleasure. Like I said, been a while, so it's nice to sit and talk a little bit about gaming and what's going on. Especially since there's not too many people doing it the right way. Most people are just following the stupidities and talk about the same dumb stuff and not everything as a whole. So it's always good to get an opportunity to speak about other subjects that most people perhaps won't even touch, like we know they don't, because it's positive Xbox or positive gaming news in general. So obviously it is what it is, but that's why I feel us being here is necessary. It's just something that we need to do and continue to do from time to time, so that people know that there's still people out there trying to do the right thing and spread the right messaging about gaming, and not just for clickbait or to be one-sided, so to speak, right?
Right.
And a lot of fun, and I hope we can continue to do more from all sides, from my end, Unlimited's end, obviously, our brother Tuck and you. Hopefully E-Rock will be able to join us soon and get out of retirement for a little bit, since he's enjoying it, but it was fun, man. It was fun. And I hope that big shout outs to the chat for always participating and being on point with the topics and the subjects and showing the love, because without them, this is not even worth the time or worth the point, to doing these shows in the first place and points, right?
Definitely. Big shouts out to the chat, man. Everybody, Smitty Smith, down to the Realist, Radiance, all you guys, man. Everybody that comes in here always rocks out with me, Unlimited, Hebot, Tuckmaster, the First Lady of Chat, and our brother Other Zinc, man. And we always give a shout out to our brother E-Rock, even though he's in retirement. We still think of E-Rock. Big shouts out to my brother E-Rock, man, the Exile Podcast. And I did try, before we leave, guys, to get T Reaper in here. I sent him a link. But unfortunately, I guess T Reaper couldn't make it today. Maybe he might.
I send them a link too, to him and E-Rock.
Yeah.
Just in case, yeah.
Yeah, just in case. So I hope you're feeling better, T Reaper. You're in our hearts, and I want to let you know, guys, brother, I didn't know if Hebot was here, but NWO Prime was in the chat.
Oh, was he? No, I didn't know. Yeah, that's awesome.
Prime was here, brother. He was.
I mean, I wish he was able to come on too, because it's always a lot of fun to have him on too. But I guess he's so busy, and plus he's kind of done with it too. He's just tired of the foolery. I just want to enjoy gaming.
Yeah, Prime and Hebot are collecting now. That's what
they're
doing.
he was here, and it was good to see him, man, because he's been out here for a long time. He's an OG out here in these Xbox streets, and he's higher sanctimony, been putting in that work, man. So big shout out to you again, NWO Prime. We always thinking of you, brother, and you'll always be a part of our podcast and our family, man. So big shouts out to NWO Prime. But we gotta go, man. We gotta go. We got things we gotta do for the rest of the night, man. So we're gonna get out of here, man. Peace and love, guys. Xbox for life. We don't die, we multiply. And remember, baby, we're always eating good over here, and there definitely is no power greater than X. Peace.